It's the post happy hour football hangout. Big up to you. Big up to Juan Kerr for winning the happy hour quiz. Sorry, I had to remember how to say your name. And shout out to you for being here. Kindly hit the like button. By the way, what a quiz, Niall! You did good. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of your efforts, Niall. I saw you enter the top 5 race a few times, and then you finished on the 5th position. So you get Champions League football. And so I want to give you your flowers right now. And also you didn't rage quit. Big up to Benidre, big up to Stephanie. You guys are hilarious. Try to keep the political conversation out of this space. I do want to start a YouTube channel where we can talk politics, culture, and maybe I should call it football culture hour or something like that. I don't know. But the main point is look out for that. I've been thinking about it for a while, wanting to start a new channel that just talks other things. So kindly support me in that journey. I'll make the announcement when I'm ready, when I've opened the channel and everything. So yeah. Anyway, customary message from Proud. Enjoy the dead wood for another 8 years till 2033. That's LOL. Like, it's funny. The number of L's always end under S, which means this is a copy paste work. Nasty work by Proud. Doctor, shout out to Doctor in the house. What's up, Doctor? Dr. NHS.
Hi. Hello.
Have you broke
Yes.
your fast?
Oh yeah, long time ago.
How's the
But
Ramadaning?
for me, it's bad because I'm not well. I don't think I'm gonna fast tomorrow. It, it got better then got worse, and I think I'm having a reaction to some of the medication. So yeah,
Okay.
might go
Sorry.
to the ER tomorrow.
Oh, whoa. Is it that bad?
It
Okay.
only mainly because I feel like I'm having an allergic reaction to one of the medication. But
Mm.
I'll wait till tomorrow to see how I feel. Then
Crossing my
you know,
fingers, saying prayers, sending you vibes, healing energy, all the things so that you get better, doctor. So our community doctor is ill. We have a terrible situation in our community,
eh,
guys. Send all the prayers to doctor and the speedy recovery. Big up to also Ronald in the house and Bath time in the house as well.
Good
Uh,
evening.
good evening, good evening, good
hello.
evening.
Oh, big up, doctor. Be safe.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
will.
Um, ER or ES says Stephanie. Guys, I want to introduce you guys to BTG, by the way, who's a fairly new member of the community. So, and he's a Benfica supporter, but also because he's Portuguese, he loves Ruben Amorim. And so he's a Manchester United supporter by association, even though he did support Leeds a long time ago. And also,
And Newcastle. And
and
Newcastle.
Newcastle.
And
What? Hugo Viana.
and whatever. Yeah, Hugo Viana, he was the prodigy kid, he wonder kid he was when he
He's sporting
started
director
in
of City now, isn't he?
15 million. He had them feet, he did, but I mean Newcastle was a tough assignment for him.
Is there any team that he did not support?
Right. BTG.
Every
You
I
It's Stephen
support
Georgie.
He's got
but
brilliant
the only but
initials.
the only but the only church I go to is the Benfica one. You feel me? Yeah.
Surely you got like Sunderland as well if you're a Benfica fan.
My church is the Benfica one. I go to watch them.
can you kindly catch everybody else up on like how you hopped around some of these clubs that we just mentioned?
Yeah, because I lived in different countries and continents. So if you say for instance lived in a country 7 years, 10 years, you pick up stuff. It influences you, And if you're into, say, sport, you might you side with the team or whatever. So when I lived in Zimbabwe, my team was Caps United. My main team has always been Benfica because that's what my father passed on to me. Okay, watching Eusebio and all that in the 60s, winning European Cups. And then when I came to England, I was obviously a Benfica guy. I just went with the ride. I enjoyed the Leeds ride in the early 90s, Newcastle and all that stuff. Why not?
When they had Cantona.
Yeah, Cantona and Asprilla and Ginola and all that at Newcastle.
Yeah.
When you lived in Zimbabwe, you were like a
But
billionaire.
but the hypocrisy of it is, I was born to not like Man United, and it's probably still in there. And I'll be honest, because like I've said before on here, they are Benfica rivals historically. Heritage. We were playing each other in the 60s when we were building our heritage. You guys were beating us in the European Cup final in 1968 at Wembley. You also did beat us at our ground 5-1 or something?
Yeah.
With George Best. Then our press in the newspapers the next day put George Best. We labelled him the 5th Beatle because obviously there's 4 Beatles. He was the 5th Beatle, and that's where it came from. When they beat Benfica, George Best got the nickname the 5th Beatle after that. Yeah. So there's all that heritage stuff, and we are rivals. But I've got 2 sons, right, born in England. One supports Manchester United, okay, and one supports Arsenal. He doesn't support him anymore. Okay. He supports the local team now. Okay.
Why don't they support Benfica?
They do. They do support Benfica. Oh, that's
is it because they live in England?
Yeah, that's second nature. They're born with that. Because I'm the father. But in England, what's he gonna do? Who's he gonna talk to about Benfica with at school? He's going to be the loner in the class, and he tell Benfica this, Benfica that. Who gives a shit about Benfica in the classroom?
Nobody.
So when you go to an English classroom, you're gonna talk Premiership, aren't you, or your grassroots, English grassroots. You're not going to be Benfica that. So get the hell out of here.
BTG, so the son who has stopped supporting Arsenal, what is he like?
Because he grew up, he's one of these that as he's grown up, he's into the grassroots. For instance, he's a season ticket holder for a division championship team, not championship, Division 1.
Okay.
Which one?
Near Nottingham, basically Lincoln City. You know,
right,
Lincoln City?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
He's a season ticket holder for them for 10 years. And he's into that because he's born in Lincoln, and I used to take him to Arsenal back in the day, the Emirates Cup and all that stuff. But he doesn't like it. He's like he thinks it's all false and phony, the millions and this and that, and he gets more kicks out of the grassroots, the hometown team, because it is. Look at, millions, 70 million for Hoyland. Just taking a chance like that. He's not even proven. 70 million. What are we talking about? Football's gone crazy.
So he's connection between Lincoln and United, didn't it?
70 million with no proven record. What are we? It just it makes me angry as a supporter too. It really does. But so it's one of those where, but I'm a big fan of Amorim. I am.
Oh yeah, SLD was saying Benfica Church, you must hate Amorim.
No, even when he went to, when he went to Sporting, it was a bit. They'd definitely be hated. not hating, but it's like shit. He took over the show.
Yeah.
I mean, that shit hurt. It really did. But that's football. That's happened before in football. You know, with players, some of our players going over there, you know, mercenaries, traitors, and to Porto, that is, or Sporting, and doing well, you see. So this was a manager situation. Well, it's happened with players, so it's just, it's not like I'm not used to it with the players' circumstance. But I want Amorim to fucking do the business. Pardon my language. I want him to do the business for Man United, big time.
Right. Speaking of that, BTG, have you seen a lot of Dorgu?
Dorgu, yeah, I mean, I have. The thing is, though, when there was the talk about Nuno Mendes, for instance, I was like, Jesus, now we're talking. Right, but it's like now, put it this way, I'm going to tell it like it is.
Yeah,
Dorgu is a Walmart, as the Americans say, is a Walmart version of Nuno Mendes.
Oh no!
So they teased us. I'm going to say us, yeah. They teased us. They teased us with Nuno Mendes and what's his name at Bayern Munich. Another beast. Yeah, he's a beast. And then we ended up getting the Walmart version of them two guys. No, I mean Dorgu's
have you seen
good.
Dorgu make a cross like a
But
decent
Dorgu's good. Dorgu's good, but he's not the guy that's going to win us the Premiership.
No, but I mean, like in Portugal, could he cross a football?
But he's young. He's still young. I mean, I wanted Nuno Mendes. That's now we're talking.
Yeah, but we don't have him. We got Dorgu. So I want to know, like, from what I've seen of Dorgu, he looks to me to be a right-sided player that's playing out on the left. Like, with a lack of options that you get, you know, when you're inverted, you have like far more options to play football than you do when you're using your strong foot on the strong side. Like, I haven't seen the guy put in a cross that of a professional, like of a Premier League quality player, and I'm very concerned about him, to be honest.
Yeah, because the problem is, listen, my friend, that's a not lost art, I think, crossing, because the football's changed. But back in the day, it used to be 4-4-2, get down the line, get it in, lad, cross it, la. That stuff's finishing. It's all ticky-tacky, passy, passing now, play from the back, this, that, and the other. There's nothing, you know, people...
There's still crosses in football. Like,
there is, but there isn't guys who cross really well down the line. You know, get it down the line and cross it.
There isn't really. You just don't have that in football anymore, because when you play inverted, you have more.
Even Nuno Mendes, the guy I'm talking about, he's got everything. Funny enough, his weakness is crossing. There you go.
He looks all right against Liverpool to me. He's a very good player.
He's crossings. He's of all his attributes, Nuno Mendes, because obviously I've watched a lot of him. Is his crossing? That's what lets him down.
But Dorgu is also a volume crosser without accuracy, though, right? Like, So if you're saying Nuno Mendes is bad in crossing and Dorgu is bad in like, who is actually the better one in terms of crossing? I'm curious.
If you're at the end, if you're a striker and there's one ball in the last minute, do you want Dorgu or do you want Nuno Mendes on that?
Nuno, definitely for now. At the minute, Nuno. But I like Dorgu. I really do. He's definitely, if you had to evaluate all the players, he's on probably just slightly ahead of, not ahead, but better than the other guys on averages, so to speak. As in, is he better than that guy? Is he, is he better than Dalu or that sort of thing? And I
don't think he is better.
He's an asset. He's an asset. He's an asset, but he's not the guy. But I mean, but that's the thing. If it was 2 years ago, we could have gotten maybe Mendes, things like that. But there was no one there to make those bold decisions.
BTG, both time, Ronald and Benidre. Like, why did we never go for Hakimi?
Well, because he's been at Real Madrid, Inter, and PSG.
Yeah, we could be our Premier League stop for Hakimi. Like, why? That's like such a quality player.
because of the money involved. But
We, we
boss,
we'd never be able to.
Darius mentioned something about
Hi, Ron.
seeing. Oh, hi, Darius. He mentioned something about Dorgu being on the right side,
Yeah,
where he's seen him more. I
yeah,
I have seen Dorgu's primary position as a left back or a left
Yeah,
wing
that's
back
what he
when
is.
he broke into the team, right? But then how you saw the error the other day with Onana, that's something he's done in the last 25 games at the previous club he was as well. So I just feel the manager realized that as good as he is with his pace, he's still kind of a liability when it comes to defending. So might as well use him on the wing on the right side where he can attack more. He might not be able to put that ping pass that Darius kind of is alluding to, I believe. The ball that, kind of just falls on your head and you can,
Right.
like a
Okay. Yeah.
good cross, I would say. So we haven't seen that part of him, but I think he can potentially do that. But at left wing back or a left back where he's playing right now, I see him as a liability. So I don't know. Uh,
He's a good runner,
it's
Ron. Like he's pretty good. Like 1v1 duels. Obviously, like I know everyone hates Anana at the moment, but I put like 90% of the blame on that goal on Dorgu. To be honest, the other week, like you're meant to be in control of the situation. It doesn't matter what the goalkeeper's doing. You've got many options to boot it out, win a foul, like turn inside. You can do all sorts of things there. But he gets up and down, and that's great. But his crossing technique is bloody dreadful. I think playing him like on the right hand side, you've got the ability to sort of cut in, go outside, play a pass into the half space. I see more options for him there.
So you're compromising him there because of his inability to cross, yeah?
Well, it's maximizing him essentially because with when you look at him, right, he's had, I can remember at least 3 crosses where he hasn't had a huge amount of pressure on him, and he's tried to hung the ball up at the far post, and they've all gone out of play on his strong foot. And when you play this wing back system, I'm not too familiar with it, but they're obviously the width, and they've either got to open up like a half space area, the way you'll see like Grealish pulling 1 or 2 players over and then a pass inside, or they've got to be able to hit that ball into the space that a better player than Rasmus Højlund, like a Cavani, would be waiting for. And Dorgu's lack of like final product is a massive concern for me, because we all like have our views on Diego Dalot, but he's a much more reliable deliverer into the box than Dorgu is at the moment. And I'm worried.
I don't know about that after last game when I saw the highlight and Højlund for like one good time, Højlund made the right run, and if that ball was crossed in, Højlund would have it. I don't know if it's his weaker foot or a stronger foot, but he would have it correctly in a pole position to score the goal. Like he made the right run.
I don't know about that. Like he does go to the back post, but you're completely correct in that Dalot should deliver it. But one thing that we've seen consistently,
that one instance, he actually made the right.
He made the perfect run. He was
he
goal side.
It was not the perfect run.
It was the perfect run.
It wasn't.
He was goal side. What's his name? The defender would not have been able to do anything about it.
Right. So where you see that picture on screen, where do you think Højlund runs to here?
He's running to collect the
ball. Go ahead,
to the point where you see that semicircle kind of, I don't know what to call that.
Zone 14, the D.
Yeah, all your zones are right. Zone 14. So right there, right at the edge, if he reaches that part and the pass is comfortable, now Højlund has 2 options. One, he could take a shot directly at the goal. Second, he could take a touch, turn himself, and then open himself to a wider goal, because the defender is anyways moving in that direction. He ain't stopping. He's going to go in that direction, keep on going. That's how they defend normally, right? So right now, and I'm just saying, like,
And he had goal side of the
Deleu's
defender there,
mind,
Hoyland. He did.
yeah,
He has
in
goal
Deleu's
side of the
mind, I don't
defender.
know if it switched off or what
Right
happened
there,
to
you want
Deleuze,
to make a near post run. Hoyland goes back post, right? Which is because he just wants to score tap-ins. But what this speaks to, actually, I think, is something that I don't like about Amarin's system, is that we have consistently seen in these positions that rather than hitting the first man in attack, he constantly hits the second man in attack. Even Xerxes' goal is hitting the second man in attack. Bruno should have scored in this game, being the second man in the attack. We saw it against
but
Spurs,
you can
Eriksen hitting two.
You can talk about all mans and nots, but the thing is, what
He
man
should
did
definitely
Deleuze
cross
touch?
it there.
But what man did Deleuze touch? None.
Yeah.
What?
Like put it in.
Deleuze did nothing. What did Deleuze do after this
Listen,
move?
listen. You know what? You know what I like about. I hear the complaints about Dorgu, but at least Dorgu, every opportunity he gets, attempts to put the ball in the box,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah,
and
he's a
I
he plays positively. Yeah.
and I believe that he will get better at it, right? But for some reason, Dallo, when he gets that ball, he goes back. For what reason? He's stopping. He's allowing the defenders to come back and get in place. For what
Yeah.
freaking reason is he
Can
doing
I-
that? And
But
he had the perfect opportunity. And
yes.
and I hear people are making some ridiculous assertions talking about this player doesn't trust this player. I don't give a. I
No,
don't
yeah, you're
care.
right. It's
I
nothing to
don't
do with that.
care.
Benidra, it's a clear mistrust thing. Like
That's
Yes,
not a
but
clear mistrust thing.
no, but what I'm saying, what I'm saying though, is I don't care if you trust or mistrust a player. It is not you're not playing tennis. You're playing football, which
Sure.
is a team sport. Your job is to get that ball to the striker, and if he misses it 100 times, your job is still to get it to him. Let the chips fall where they may after he misses. Let the manager deal with that. Your job is to get the ball in the box. So I don't want to hear this rubbish about who is trusting who and who doesn't trust who and who doesn't respect who. It's not your job.
All right, but the thing is, right, is that no one has made
I
that
can't
point.
stand. Hey lads, I can't stand Dolo. Right, he plays
Yeah,
for
speak on
Portugal.
it, Vinci.
Yeah, I can't stand him. He
You're
plays for
Portuguese. How can you not
yeah.
stand Dallo?
I like that one.
The first
I don't like Deleuze either.
what winds me up about Dallo is our manager for Portugal, Martinez,
Yeah.
is giving him the nod over and has done for nearly 2 years now over Cancelo. And I prefer Cancelo in his position right back to Dalot. But Dalot gets the nod because he's at Man U, because he's Cristiano Ronaldo's little hype boy.
Yeah.
You know, you do know that, yeah? He's his best chum. He trains with him. He carries his bag. He massages him. He does. He's Ronaldo's little massage boy.
They escape Old Trafford together.
Yeah. So, and he's his best friend, and he's a clever little shit, Dallo. He does all this to get himself in place and in position, pumping to the crowd. Yeah. La la la. Do you get what I mean? He's clever like that, and it's all.
Is this
politics.
why you dislike a player?
I mean, he's good. He's got a great engine, I would say.
Yeah.
He's got good technique and whatever, but he hasn't got the mentality to match what's downstairs.
I don't know about that. Like he's
a bit aloof.
Is amazing.
He can be a bit aloof, if you get me. Aloof.
I know, but like these are just like this has got nothing to do with like a football match. Like the issue that I think that we're sort of like seeing here is I agree with like Ronald and Benadre and everyone saying that like there is no world where you don't put that ball in right there. Yeah. But we have consistently seen from Amblin's setup that the first runner is never hit on the cross. You can look at like Amad Diallo's goal against Liverpool, where Hoyland's job is to clear the centre of the pitch. You can look at Xerxes' goal, where he hits it from like the edge of the D. I think that Deleuze is actually following instructions here rather than doing what he should do, which is solving problems on the football pitch. And yeah, I think that this is more about
Perez
the
is
game
creating
model.
problems here because he decided to recycle the
let's
ball
not.
and
So,
pass
You
Yeah.
you
to somebody that
see,
was
the thing is,
behind this
Darius,
defender here. He
Darius,
passed
Yeah.
it to Bruno, I believe.
for
He
No,
pronounced
no,
it thus, it's
Darius,
Garnacho.
Darius,
you'll
for
never be able
instances
to
and
convince me. You'll never be
Darius,
able to
for
convince me.
examples you've given, right, for the
Hey,
situation
what
you
would you,
explained.
hey guys, what would you guys say is Garnacho's levels of pass? You know, sort of like the vision pass. You know, that like killer pass, and especially shooting. Because
Well,
let me just say
shooting,
what
Garnacho takes.
That's another conversation, though. But
Last season, Garnacho took 100 shots in the Premier League and he scored 7
he's
goals,
awful.
which is 12.5 per shot. If you take away the overhead kick that he scored against Everton, it would go up to 14.5 shots per goal, which you know he's not balanced enough when he shoots, makes
He's
bad
got
decisions.
terrible shot technique. He's got no shot finesse.
He's horrible with a shot.
Yeah, and he's living on that overhead kick. That overhead
And a goal
kick,
in an FA Cup
highlight reel.
final. Don't
That
forget that.
highlight reel, dude, is just bumped him up to 80 million. And he is a great look. He's a great look. I call him like a darting sort of bullet player.
yeah.
You'll get there. You'll get to the end of the line, but then he'll fluff his lines, and he's got no shot technique, which is the hardest thing in football. Is your shot technique, the
Well, his
finesse.
ball striking is a massive
Everyone can run, but not many people can finesse a ball shot.
You know,
so to speak.
Pep Guardiola once said this about it. He said about young players. He said the moment when that makes like a top young talent like really escalate to the next level is the moment after that form dips. What happens? Because right now we had Garnacho make his breakthrough, becoming the cameo player under Eric Ten Hag, and then Eric Ten Hag gave him the season where he's like, "All right, you're starting a lot of games, not all the games, but a lot of games," and he hasn't been able to just mentally make that like next level step to be like, "Okay, this is how I play as a winger." You keep the ball and keep the possession sometimes, but then sometimes you gotta go at the fullback. So and the education under Ten Hag was more about Dalot on the outside, and now Ruben is like, we need to improve Dalot in the inside. We need to make sure that like that's how he'll become
the other
more
way around.
And that's why
no. What
Ten Hag played the low inverted.
But Ruben Amorim said Dalot. Garnacho. Pardon me, Garnacho. This is who I'm talking about. Ruben Amorim said that Garnacho is we need to improve Garnacho and Rashford earlier on in the season. He was talking about improving.
He said they had to hold their positions, didn't he?
Yeah. They have. So actually, he said that Garnacho is excellent at holding a good transition position, right? When we're still
the rest attack,
the rest attack, he's good at that. He's good in the rest attack. But then the moment when it's now time to start linking up with players in the middle of the park, that's where Garnacho needs to improve and get his level to the next
and
stage.
the bots. That's why
experience.
That's why I brought.
Hold on. Let's
sorry,
get
one second.
first. Yeah, and then we'll come to you. Bath time. Go ahead, BTG. What were you saying?
No, but I was just saying about Garnacho. Garnacho is just his. You know, he can't finish. The guy hasn't got the finish and the pass. He can't pass. Can't pass or finish.
Sure.
No. Now I remember that. Now that we were speaking about Darlow and him not having I was saying about him not having the mentality, being aloof, etc. And it reminded me. Garnacho reminds me of him. They got great technical ability, you know, engine, pace, etc. But then their decision making, Garnacho and Darlow, is not there. It's not top. It doesn't match the rest of their abilities, so to speak. Okay, you know, when you look at the graph of for all their abilities, you know, determination, this, that, and the other, the decision making of both of them is poor, especially Garnacho, very poor. He can run a ball and dribble from A to B like a Ferrari, no two ways about it. But then his last pass, and especially shooting, is like out of 10, his shooting, I'll give it on some 3 or 4. It's really bad. It's really
Why is it bad though? Can you see like the technical problem that he has when he shoots or strikes the ball?
He can't curve a ball. You know, he just hits it hard. He just laces it and sort of, you know, hits it hard and straight. Really can't swerve. He can't curve. You know, he's like, you know, the finesse shot.
That Coutinho finesse.
Yeah, he can't do any of that. He just tries to blast it. He blasts it, and when he does do, you know, it goes to the corner flag, but then everything else is grade A.
Yeah,
I don't think it is grade A.
He's got a grade A, but I'm just saying the most important thing in football is the last killer pass and putting it in the bag, and that is really low for him, and that's a worrying.
It's also the hardest thing, isn't it?
That's a worrying thing.
Is that a worrying thing? It's the hardest thing to do in foot. Sorry, Box, go ahead.
No. It's the hardest thing, arguably the most important thing, putting the ball in the back of the net. But what I want to also give balance to this conversation is that Garnacho's gift and curse is that he's got the memory of a fish. If you beat him as a fullback, next phase, it doesn't matter what happened, he'll still come at you. And like for me, I value that.
Yeah,
he'll still come.
He's relentless.
That's what I'm saying. That's what grade A, definitely.
You know, he's not mentally defeated like a lot of other wingers. Some other wingers, you just like defeat them twice and you're done with them for the rest of the game. That in your pocket. But with Garnacho, he's just that memory, like short-term memory. Whatever happened 15 minutes ago does not matter. Let's try again. So he's got the ingredients, but he's just not like, I don't know. At this moment, I feel like what I was saying with what Pep Guardiola said earlier on was that like we're about to witness. This is supposed to be the season of growth for Alejandro Garnacho, because he's supposed to when we get to next season, he's supposed to be a better finisher, a better player than what we're seeing. That's just like
what happens, like Bots, with the players that go up a level. Like think about like Bale and Ronaldo. What they do is they minimize their game. Like rather than adding things to their game, they focus on what kind of gets the results. And the issue that I see with Garnacho is that he's too one-paced, where he's either jogging or he's running flat out, and you need like a bit of pausa.
You need a bit of what?
Like you need a bit of pause. When you're dribbling, you've got to wait for an opponent to like unbalance themselves, and then you accelerate past them. So you look at it's very unfair to compare anyone to Messi, but Messi doesn't go at full. He doesn't go like at full tilt like Dan James.
Yeah,
you know, like so when you see Garnacho, he's always at full speed. He never kind of like.
And that's the mentality thing. That's the mentality thing.
He doesn't take
a step back and think, does he? He's boom, 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 gong ho, and he'll get you there. And then right at the end, it's like shit pass, shoot.
Yeah, but it's more experience.
You know,
like, do you know what I mean? He doesn't like experience is the only thing that you can't buy. And
in certain situations, it actually helps us, but at the same time, I've seen a winger, right? Because if he's the kind of guy you're asking him to be, he doesn't score that FA goal against Gavadio. He doesn't score that. He's waiting, right? So sometimes it is good. It's just like how Gattuso said, sometimes good, sometimes shit, right? But at the end of the day, I have also seen someone who's far more superior technically, far more superior in age, far more experienced at Manchester United, make the same basic mistakes, who has more ability, raw and polished than Garnacho.
Pogba? Rashford.
No.
The thing is though,
the thing is that Rashford was forced to play on the right side because of Garnacho. Simple as. Amad Diallo, I wish Amad Diallo was getting his chances at the time. He wasn't. I think he was injured. But Rashford was playing on the right side, and till the time he played on the right
Garnacho
side,
played on the right side and assisted.
Wait, let Ronaldo. Hold on, let Ronaldo end this point.
he played on the right side when Rashford was playing on the left side. You're absolutely right. He was mostly coming off the bench. Well, coming off the bench on the left side solidified his place and pushed the guy who was a certain guy for the last 7 years in that position onto the right side. Rashford, till that time, wasn't putting in crosses. When he went on the right side, he almost found like he can pass as well. He could put a ball back in. So I'm just saying, I get everyone's emotions towards Garnacho that, yeah, he's shit, he's that. I'm not saying he's not. He might be all what you're saying, right? But I do see that there might be some saving grace with the guy that if he gets coached correctly and not in a luxurious player's way, but like a dog, you know, there's a difference between coaching a
can I
dog
just pick
and
up,
coaching a
dude?
luxurious player.
Can I just pick up on this business about coaching? I've been hearing a lot of Man United fans and loads of fans on these channels say, "Oh, if he gets coached properly, The problem with Garnacho is he is not just a footballer; he's a model. Okay, so when training finishes,
Kobe Mino did a shoot with Nike.
when training finishes, he doesn't go and do any left foot practice and we work on his weaknesses. He goes to the GQ photo shoot.
Kobe Mino was at the shoot for
Esquire
Nike.
photo shoot for Argentina. He's a model dude. He ain't got time to be coached and be trained.
So he should not be working.
He's got photo shoots to do.
Come on, that's a ridiculous point.
Wait, Darius. 1 second.
No, not you. Sorry.
Kobe Mino went and did a photo shoot for Nike just the other day. So is he stupid? Ronaldo has done photo shoots and
Ronaldo does his photo shoots at midnight after training.
Players sleep. Why aren't they working on their?
He does it at midnight after training. Garnacho straight away to the photo shoot. No extra overtime. He doesn't do overtime. Garnacho.
You could just simply say he needs to overwork himself. He needs to do more training. Instead of saying, "Oh, he's a model because he does GQ," that doesn't make sense. Like that's just.
He is a model. Am I lying?
No, you're not lying.
Have you seen it? I've seen a documentary of his last week about his modeling contract.
Have you seen his haircut? Is that a model's haircut?
And his wife, his girlfriend, was getting all jealous, saying, "Oh, you're taking all these photo shoots with all these models. You should be at home, or you should be at Carrington training your left foot shot." But these guys are not dedicated. He's a prima donna. That's the problem. Ronaldo was a prima donna, but he'd be training 24/7.
Okay, so I guess it's not his modeling that's causing the issue then, because other players are able to do it and still be good at football.
Yeah, but
so it has to do.
But it is true. It is true.
And that's fine. That's fine.
True.
I just think that
his attitude. He's one of these. If you tell him off or you try to give him advice, look at his face, everything, his gestures. You've seen what he's like.
Because BTG, if you want to
he's
talk
one of
about
these that
modeling,
doesn't take it well.
No.
Yeah, I think it's mainly his attitude. I think the issue is his attitude. Right, you can see how he's a player who reacts too easily to everything that's around him. He's always on social media liking stuff. He's always acting up when he's being substituted.
But Benidra, you're always also on social media liking stuff, guys. That's not
everyone's on
social
media.
No.
But the problem is,
I'm not a player for Manchester United, man.
Hey lads, Amarin knows all this and he thinks all this that I'm saying. I know he does, but the problem is that he does see, and we all see, a great player there in Garnacho, because he's got loads of A pluses. He has, but like I said, he's got loads of things that are letting him down.
Let's look at like
some of
the facts
I mentioned earlier.
And move on.
Yeah, look, Garnacho.
There's a player there. We know there is.
Would you agree he's done well coming from the bench this season?
Say that again, Darius.
Would you agree he's done well coming off the bench this season?
Definitely.
Coming off the bench, Ronald has said this plenty of times. Garnacho is an impact sub, not a starter. But that's because Garnacho has been more effective as an impact sub and a starter. But in terms of his development and growth as a person and as a player, he needs to learn how to start and conserve his energy and actually read the temperature of the game and know
that's experience.
Consistency,
Like, but do you think that when he's come on, like particularly with crosses he's put into the box, that he's demonstrated each time that he's showing a willingness and an execution to do something different to what he did in the last match?
After Arsenal, after we played Liverpool, I thought there was a turning point because he provided assists on both those games.
He's been a game changer. Look, I'll admit it.
So
I'm slagging him off. I have said he's got 8. He has been a game changer. He is a game changer, definitely.
So
he is a game changer for Man United. I have to say that he is.
But from what we've seen, I think that like he's responded relatively well to coaching, and with his attitude, I think that if you get put out on the right hand side as he was against Sociedad, like you're there not to shoot. You're there to cross if you're a right-footed player.
He's a darting runner. That's his role. I think.
But like, look, he assisted in that game, and 3 minutes later was hauled off. Like his job was to provide an assist. He got taken off. He gets a bit of an arse on about it. He's a young player. I think I don't have a huge problem with him at that point showing an attitude because he's done what he was expected to do. I think that this season we have seen him coming from the bench, playing to game models, doing what he's been asked to do. I think that his attitude's been okay. Obviously, there's the social media stuff. He's managed to get his brother off like Twitter or whatever. I think that like,
what about
being a bit unfair.
Actually, I don't think he did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
Against Sociedad, because he had many opportunities to affect the game positively, and he was being so greedy. This kid hit the side netting twice when he should have done the cutback.
Hey, my friend, he's desperate for a goal. He's desperate for a goal.
No,
that's what I'm saying. He's just shooting willy nilly because he wants that. He wants a goal.
No, but that doesn't matter. You shouldn't be desperate for a goal. You should be desperate for the team to win.
Yeah,
and when you're in a certain position, you pass the ball to the person who is in the best position to put the ball in the back of the net. You don't need to be the hero.
Do you think
that's what we were saying earlier about his mentality? He hasn't got that composure and the mentality to step back.
I'm sorry. Right. Do you think like the shots he took, like they would? Don't worry about the execution. They were terrible shots. They lacked pace, power, accuracy, all that stuff. I think that's a really good point, like about how if he's played on the right-hand side, you're expecting him to provide assists and he's shooting. I think that's a wicked point. But do you think he was wrong to take the shots on in those positions because he's on his strong side, like on the edge of like in the box? I do find it difficult to diss a professional Premier League footballer who's won a Copa America for taking those shots on.
Okay, so you see what you just did there? You just spoke to his individuality, and that's the problem. It's not about your individuality. I don't care what you've won. I don't care what you've achieved. I don't care if you did an excellent overhead kick. In that moment, you are not in the best position to take the shot. There are others there in better positions. You pass the ball because you are trying to score goals so you can win a match.
Well, I would agree with you up until you said until you're trying to score goals, because that's what he's trying to do. The difference is if someone is in a better position. And you don't like even against Sociedad, who are not the most physically like in your face team and stuff. It's not like with Bruno, for example. Sometimes Bruno will take a shot that is just bloody ridiculous, and it might go in. But
a lot of
the
times,
positions.
Bruno's worse than Collier apparently. So I don't know.
Really?
Bruno's
right. Okay.
Bruno's
Sorry,
one of
I
these.
didn't read that properly.
Finish that point. And then we also want to include Professor Omo as well on this Garnacho conversation. I'm curious where he stands, but go ahead, Buff Time.
Like a high volume of shooting is okay as long as your technique, which he doesn't have a very good shooting technique. He's too unbalanced. He's not able to get his toe in the right position, rotate his hip, like make good contact with the ball. But the thing is the intent I'm okay with, because he's like trying to score goals, and I think Amarin is managing him quite well by like, look, you can't be taking 14 shots between each goal and bringing him out. But you also have to remember is that the guy is, for his age group, he's extremely good, but that's not enough in the Premier League. And I think that rather than like, he needs like individual coaching, but he needs experience as well. Because like, I mean, just to remember, bloody Ronaldo was an absolute nightmare at the same age that Garnacho was. He was honestly like, you can see his game against Bolton and stuff. Like, watch the other games. He was a nightmare. And I think like to talk about his attitude, his personality and stuff like that, like I wouldn't want the same things leveled at me when I was 17, 18, 19.
That's true. I have to.
I'm just going to say this, that what you guys talked about of a transition of him being able to pass and cross the ball in comparison to Garnacho from last season to this season, right? Or the season before, all 3 seasons in totality, you've seen he can learn how to pass. So what you're saying about him not knowing how to shoot or not having a technique, if taught, I think he can learn. Do we have the patience for it? No. That's where we are.
Yeah, you can't learn on the job. Manchester United, I agree.
We don't have as a fan base in general, we don't have the patience. So
you still think
Ronald,
do you think that Garnacho could not go to the next level, like say next season, for example?
He can potentially go to the next level. He just needs a sweet light kick up his ass, and he's getting this season. So there is always a possibility of going up a level. Does he have a solidified place in the team? No, he does not. Can you say he has a solidified place in this team? No. Every now and then he gets taken off for even Eriksen, for example, right? Eriksen starting game over him. So he knows he doesn't have a solidified place, knowing the fact that more senior players who've played at a higher level than him, possibly or potentially, Rashford, Anthony, are playing for different clubs. So he knows next season there is a fair possibility in the summer him and Kobe Mino might have to pack bags together and leave.
Hey,
yeah, I don't think he'll be here next season.
He's Manchester United's biggest shirt seller, isn't he?
Who?
Garnacho.
I don't think so.
Because I'll tell you now, when they do the entries for pre-match for Man United, I watch them. When the players come in and they sign, blah blah blah. Yeah. The majority of people, I look at things like that. I see majority Garnacho, especially the kids. Garnacho. Yeah.
Do we have are we up for renegotiation on our shirt contract, because we don't make a lot of money from shirt sales? Like if we are up for renegotiation, I think that's a good point. But like we get paid so much money because like Adidas and that take like 85% of the profit from it, and that's why you get like 2 billion.
They also give us 85 million every season.
Well, that's why, because we're like they're taking on the profit and the costs, and
we're in protest with Adidas at the minute at my club Benfica, because they've made this heritage brand for Adidas.
What with Jose?
The shirts, they've gotten back to the old Adidas symbol, and they've picked certain teams, and Benfica's like moaning that some teams that have been picked for heritage are nowhere near the stature of, say, a Benfica, i.e. Celtic, Aston Villa. There's a few others. They're not bigger clubs than Benfica.
They won Champions Leagues.
Sorry? But they're not bigger. We won more than them. But they've been picked. And it's like, That's a bit of, and they sponsor us, so that's a slap in our face. How can you pick smaller teams, which they are smaller teams than us, and
Canada's
give
been
them
slapping
heritage
everyone.
status and not us? But
Canada's
anyway,
been
that's another
slapping
subject.
everyone's face
Yeah,
apart from Arsenal. I think
yeah.
Arsenal has
Arsenal's got heritage, and that's an embarrassment.
No,
They've got
They've
no
never won a
heritage.
European Cup.
That's what I mean. They've
No,
given it to
hold
Arsenal.
on.
Man
No.
U deserve
Arsenal
it.
has Arsenal has the 19th drop this season. It's their 19th drop of
No
new
way.
clothing or yeah, they've had it's like the 19th at this point. That new shirts, like you know how they do like some pre-training shirts or new kit or whatever. Not the home away, no, not those. The home
I
away
like their
and
white
the
shirt.
third,
I think that's really cool.
it stays consistent, but yeah, they only love Arsenal when it comes. They give them sick kits too. Can't lie.
While
Because
we're on
Free
the
market
conversation
forces.
of shirts, by the way, BTG, like what this point of the conversation made me do a quick little search on like who are the biggest shirt sellers in Man United. The information that we have is based on last season, 23-24.
yeah,
Yeah, top six. I'll start from number 6.
yeah.
I don't think you guys would guess this one. Kobe Mainoo
Rasmus.
was number 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was supposed to be number 6.
Number 5. Can anybody guess number 5? Just take a stab. It just doesn't matter.
Darlow.
Darlow. Who else? But
Luke Shaw.
Luke Shaw. Ron, say something.
Wait, you're asking for the 5th highest
Number
shirt seller?
5 top shirt seller at Man United.
This is an interesting one.
At United right now.
Last
Lenny
season,
Euro?
23-24. 23-24. That's the info.
Oh,
that
Lenny Euro wasn't there. So Casemiro, I guess.
Professor, do you have a name to throw in the bucket as well?
Oh, one of the top 5 is Mason Mount is there. I don't know where he is.
Mason Mount is actually not in top 5. He's
Huh.
not.
Look it
Number
up.
Mason
7.
Mount's not there. Mason Mount's not there.
Yeah.
Goalkeeper
No,
jerseys don't sell much.
not
Goalkeeper jerseys
Onana.
don't sell.
Not Onana. Benidra, do you have a name to throw? Because I'm gonna say it after in a second.
I mean, I just know that Rashford will have to be in it.
Rashford is
Yeah, I
up.
think maybe Martial.
No, Martial
No,
wasn't here.
This was 23-24. So last season. Number
Was the
5.
player was the player still at the club?
Yes. Number 5. I'll say it because everybody said the name but didn't get it right. Lisandro Martinez was number 5. Casemiro.
Nice.
Casemiro was number 4. Bruno Fernandes was number 3.
Oh.
My captain.
And I think we can guess who number 2 and number 1 was.
No, we cannot.
Garnacho.
Rashford, Garnacho.
Well,
Rashford
in
and
any way, Rashford is 1.
Yes, Garnacho was number 2 and Rashford is number 1.
This season, it's supposed. This
Interesting.
season, I hope. This season, I really hope it is Ahmed Diallo because he deserves it. He deserves that.
No,
I think it's Garnacho this season.
I think what BT
Give it to heaven. Give the number 7 to heaven.
Who do you think will sell the most this year? I think it's Garnacho this year. Who do you think?
I guess Garnacho. I guess, but would like to
Yes.
see Lenny Euro up there.
Honestly, I don't even care.
Because
People
next
don't
year
buy
we'll
a
have.
lot of Fender shirts, Ron. You know, Lenny Euro
Huh?
is like people. I say Delict would be more like bought than Lenny Euro shirts.
Nah.
Bro, I'm sure when Rafa Varane signed, we had him up there in that list.
Sure, because he was
But
Varane.
Ugarte will have quite a lot as well, I would think. 'Cause he was like the sort of the campaign signing of Ineos.
No, I don't think so. Don't think so. Ugarte is kind of the guy who would piss you off, even if he's your player.
Xerxes this
He's
year.
not my player.
Yeah, have fun with that jersey. I don't care about none of it.
Please speak, Professor, on Garnacho as well before we move on to the next talking point.
Let's say my whole thing has been simple. Like he hasn't been ever since he came into the youth system. He hasn't been developed. He still play as a kid. He still play as a kid like how he was at the FA Cup final. He wasn't being developed at all. He's been the same player.
Mm.
And to me, when I look at it, I'm like, oh, I feel sorry for him that he has to walk into this ETA system now into Amarin's system, where Amarin's put you in the 10, where I think Amarin should put you at the wing back before he put you at the 10. Because you can play the wing back, you can play the 10, but the manager's not putting him at the wing back, and that's on the manager because this guy ain't getting developed. Like for me, I just wish he go to another club that get developed over there. Because right now you're in the Manchester United roller coaster. You're in a Manchester United roller coaster. Like, listen, this is. I already told you, like, this is a year of suffering. No cups, no nothing. No cups, no nothing. Now the manager's complaining about about the Arsenal fixture. Like, of course, this was gonna happen. This happened last year with ETH as well. If you're in the Europa League and you play in the English Premier League, you're done for. You're done for. Those two competitions do not align with the EPL at all. You're done for. Yeah, look at the if you look at the record, team that won the Europa League or that got to the final in the Europa League in the EPL teams only, see where they end up in the table. Go do the research and see where they end up in the table. Those are Chelsea, Arsenal, and us, and Liverpool.
So your
Since
point
2022 now.
So your
The
point
point,
is
the point is, if you're in the Europa League and you're in the English Premier League, only the English Premier League, you're done for. Your season is done for. You're gonna have fatigue here and there, but that's that point. But Ganacho point, listen, this man needs some proper training. I mean, like because right now he hasn't gotten up for the past ever since he burst to the first team. He hasn't. He's been playing like a kid. You see the way he runs with the ball, he's running outside with the ball. I'm like, I already know. He's only good in transition, coming down the middle. But apart from that, he gives me nothing. And you know who did that?
He hasn't got
Marcus
time. He
Rashford.
hasn't got time, dude. He's got a young family, and like
I don't care about time. I'm talking
he
about
hasn't
now.
got
You're telling me about.
time.
I don't care about time. I'm talking about now. You're telling me about time. I'm talking about right now. And like that's because if you're listening to what I'm saying, you say that I'm giving him time. Like he walked into a shitty situation.
Yeah, but Man United play every 3 days, every 4 days, right? It's up to him to do his side. They need
funny
to
how
rest. He's got, like I keep saying facetiously, he's got his modelling contract. He's got a family and a young child. How's he going to fit all this in to do overtime? He's not
Bro,
like boring
one of the
Ronaldo.
thing is one of the
That's why I
thing
said
is
Ronaldo.
one of the things with
I've told Papi this
boring.
already. That this
one,
season is done for. This is a season of suffering. Accept your banter now. Accept
said
your
it.
banter now. This is a season of suffering. Don't expect nothing. If you're looking for 3 points, do not watch Manchester United.
the
If you're looking for
problem
three
with
points, do not watch Manchester
Garnacho.
United. I've said this over and over again. Be surprised. You see 3 points, be surprised. You see 1 point, be surprised. Because you're not gonna get that this year. So let this player do all the modern contract again. What you don't want to do that personal training, they usually do that in the off season. You're not gonna do that in the middle of the season and try to do like 100 marathon. Like no. You do that in your off season. Before the manager call you for the team meeting in preseason, you do that in the off season. But like listen, player do the model contract is there. Everybody got it. Everybody got model contract. Everybody got full sneaker contract. Everybody got cleats. They got kids. They do whatever they want to do. But
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Did you guys
Bro,
watch the
even
interview?
even a 14-year-old
Hold on.
signed a
Before you
Nike
change the
deal.
subject, BTG, Ron, go ahead. But Benidre was
No,
about
I
to.
was gonna. Oh, sorry, Benidre. I'm just gonna say this because almost said or touched upon the like the modeling contract. Even a 14-year-old, I think a United boy, signed a
JJ.
contract
Yeah,
with Nike.
you're
The
right,
next
Ronald.
Ronaldo.
They're,
So
they're double. They're double the next Ronaldo, JJ Gabriel, and he just trained with first with the under 18 team last week when they beat Arsenal.
yeah, that's
Whenever
what I'm saying.
you're like, bro, it is
These
what
are
it is.
young
But
players.
off season,
And
that's when it begins.
Is
But
it
during the
is
season, you can do
Ronaldo
model contract.
based on
So,
footballing
hold on.
ability or based on looks? Like what's
Based on
No,
footballing
but
ability.
we have a 14-year-old who's playing at the under 18 level now,
Okay.
who is regarded by Nike as the successor to Cristiano Ronaldo in terms of talent and marketing reach. We will probably lose him when he's 16 years old. Everyone's around him.
What's his
He's
name?
by
What's
far
his
the
name?
best. JJ Gabriel. He is by far the best
Right.
in his age group in world football.
Okay.
Is he what
So
nationality is he?
bots. The thing, what I'm trying to say is that
I don't know.
players like Ronaldo, even Jordan, right? Michael Jordan, I'm talking about. Like some
And he's
obviously
go on.
businesses, they feel they lost an opportunity. Like Adidas lost an opportunity to sign him when he was about to sign for them because he liked Adidas in his early years of life. So they're just trying to catch kids, and obviously this would come at a cost. This would not be like, oh yeah, we're just gonna sign you up. This would come at a cost. So imagine a 14-year-old making that kind of bank, bro. Like it's gonna impact people in the past. How Ronaldo, at the age he got that lifetime contract, he got that lifetime contract because he was the player, not because he was allegedly the player. He became the player and got that big contract. It wasn't like an alleged player who might become big. He was the big player, hence he got the contract. So now, obviously, when you give such big contracts, almost kind of, in fairness, is right that it gets to their head as well. He said that before. It gets to their head, and it
It's
does for a lot
don't
of
be
players.
surprised if Real Madrid or Barcelona start calling him. Don't be surprised.
They are.
They get look at players like for example, did the promotion was what's his name, Kobe Mino, and now Nike's walking him around like trying to give him the bag. Like listen, contract is the players being a model and all that stuff is gonna be there. It's just can the player is on the player can they focus on football and let this thing come second? Because every player got it.
Kobe Mino is asking for 180K now. Why do you think, bots? Because he knows he is that kind of player.
He been playing.
He's having that full power.
And
He
and
might not be
I
the
don't disagree
player.
with him.
He might not be the player on. I think someone's playing some video in the background. I'm sorry. He might not be the player, right, on the pitch worth 180K, but what comes with him as a commodity has made him think he's 180K worth.
Well, he
Bro,
is.
man, he was, again, right now in the current squad, in the current system, he is a shadow of player what he was in last season.
Well, look, Ron, he's scored in an FA Cup final. He's got to
And
the
that was
final.
last season.
Yep, he's got
Again, yeah, using GE as your argument. Like, I don't care how many goals you score. Like, for this system here working.
I haven't finished my argument. He's got to the final of the European championships. Lenny Yoro is being paid 130k a week. Why? I mean, like, how much would you sell Kobe Minu for? 60, 80 million, something like that?
Yes,
70,
yes,
75,
I would.
60 between
that. How much would you
English players are very expensive.
I'm sorry, Darius, I'll make it very easy for you to understand, right? And I hope you get this point. When you are a player,
okay,
yeah, I hope, because I can only put it in words. I can't express my emotion that I'm trying to explain right now. But if you're a player, I'm gonna quote young players. Like, I don't know how young Dorgu is, but I'm just taking as an example right now. Dorgu or Lenny Yoro. To be that 80 million pound player, you have to come into the team and you have to prove yourself to be that guy, to be worth 80 million. For players like
scoring
Garnacho,
a winner in the FA Cup final.
No. But be a player. But for players like Garnacho and players like
a Copa America winner.
So you were just begging someone to let you complete, and now look at you.
No, I'm just pointing out like the things that like
okay, you know what? Keep on pointing out. I don't even care.
Well, I wasn't allowed to finish my point.
It's okay. No, it's fine.
But my point is, if you pay Lenny Yoro as a defender 130k a week, and you look at like what Garnacho, an attacker, and what Kobe, like a midfielder playing for like England and scoring winners in the FA Cup, like have done in their career, and then you think about the transfer fee that you would want, 180k is about, and with no Champions League football, 180k is a reasonable amount to pay them.
No, it's not. No, it's not for a 20-year-old. Because again, you keep on bringing it. You keep on bringing Lenny Yoro. Lenny Yoro, when we bought him, how many teams were after him from Nice, from Lille? It was us and Real Madrid. So either you pay the 120 now or you don't pay that at all. And for Lenny Yoro, his is in a long time. He's and he's already playing. Kobe Mino, the reason why I'm not gonna say that Kobe Mino doesn't deserve it because he say he want what he wants. But my thing with Kobe Mino is The time that he came in, he played too many first minutes. So I understand why he wanted 180. I understand that, yeah, I'm a first team player. Casemiro's earning 350, Bruno's earning 280, and I'm the third man in the midfield. Why am I earning Why am I earning 60? I want more. I understand that. I understand why you want that. But to me, when I see that the football on the pitch, ever since this season, he hasn't played football. And last year he played football. This season he hasn't played football. So to me, and again, I don't think he doesn't have a place in the system. It's hard for him. It's
Yeah.
hard for
So
him to adjust. He has to adjust quick, or he's gonna get sold.
So, almost for me, it's all about like to understand the true valuation of Kobe Mano. You have to look at, say, for example, what Chelsea paid Man City for Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer, they were buying just potential. Cole Palmer did not have the same experience that Kobe Mano has. Kobe Mano was also instrumental in the Euros as well. So it's not just Premier League, FA Cup experience, but like he is somebody that you can tell that for sure is going to add to your midfield drastically. So, like, if
Where
City,
would he go though? Where would he go? England or abroad?
He wants to
Either
go
or.
abroad,
If he
apparently.
stays
Either,
if he stays in England, he'll cost more because it counts for the registration. English players, squad
yeah,
registration, whatever. So that
yeah,
bumps up the price when you're
yeah,
English,
Uh,
so to speak.
so I just want to complete that point that I was trying to make, bots, if that's okay with you, because
so
Lenioro and Dorgo, they have to prove themselves to be worth 80 mil. When you get a tag of an academy baller, right?
yeah,
That tag in itself just bumps your price up. It
Mm.
definitely bumps your price up because you got that tag. He's the academy. So when you say he's an academy baller or he's an academy guy, that means he's gone through and like the club has basically trusted him over an n number of players that they could have trusted him. So that there's that one evidence of trust. Plus, obviously, like almost said, he's played the first team minutes. He might think he's worth 180. I personally feel he's going to settle down to like maybe 130, 140. But
Hmm.
that just depends on how the conversation with Ineos goes.
and around that's why I think we're in this should go. Like give him the 120, and if you do well, you get a bump. But if you don't, like
Yeah,
bro, I'm
because
just wasting money on you.
and see the thing is this is going to be Kobe Mainoo's third bump. Keep in mind because he had the first youth contract, obviously, right? Because he was a young youth. Then he
Yeah,
came into the first team, so they gave him a new contract in the first team, which is potentially up his salary that went from 20 to I guess possibly around where he is right now, 60. And now he's looking at
It's on
180. So,
20, I think.
huh?
Yeah, he's on 20. He's
Yeah,
currently on 20.
he's
he's
currently on
currently on
20.
20.
I understand why he
That's
wants
a
the
huge
180.
So
that's
I
a huge jump.
agree that he should get a raise. There's absolutely no way he should go anywhere near 180. Absolutely
Yeah,
not.
but Dre, is that like a moral argument, or is that based on a comparative argument with the people in the squad?
Bro,
I don't think it's a
bro,
uh, I
bro,
don't think it's a comparison. I just think of it as like the way we are right now, the way we are bad right now.
exactly.
We
When you consider where the team is
That's
at,
why
when
you
you
got to pay more.
when you consider where the team is at, where the club is at, and the fact that we're even weeding out players who are earning so much money, and also, I think it's a bad precedence that you're gonna set when
Yes,
you're giving young players too
like
much
Euro.
too soon. Euro is a completely different conversation. That's somebody that we had to go out there and
he's not a
fight
youth
for.
player.
And Benidre, thank you for saying this, that you're setting the bad precedence because you know
You are,
why this
yeah.
is happening? You know why this is happening, Benidre? I'll give you a live example of a
Mhm.
player in the current squad. Anthony Dos Santos was earning 20K. He signed for United, got the 200K back. He's a
Right.
live example.
Exactly. And we shouldn't, and we definitely shouldn't have done. We shouldn't have signed
What?
him for 80K,
Yes.
for 80 million. We shouldn't have done that in the first place. And then to give him such significant pay rise, that's just ridiculous. And we've been doing this for years now, and it has caused us to be looked at as fools in the transfer market, and is in the eyes of agents who wants to get their big payday, and we need to stop it. And sometimes, and I gather that it might cause us to lose one or two players in the future who
And that's okay, because again, again, you're looking like, okay, you, let's just say in this world, right, we give Koeman the 180.
Yeah.
Who else is playing? Toby Coyler? Is he not going to ask for a raise? Chiro Obi?
exactly
He's not going to
exactly
ask for a raise. The youth
everybody's
player,
gonna
we're
come
trying
now.
to progress to the team. They're all going to keep asking for a raise over and over. And why
But
they ask
this
for
all
a raise? We
started
still
from
have to.
Euro. Like that's what you have to
No,
look at, right?
you cannot say Euro to that, because again, we bought Euro.
Yes.
Euro's not a youth player.
Yeah, but he's on the same list as Garnacho and Kobe.
No, it's not.
Golden
Darius,
Boy
It's
list.
not.
one
It's
second,
not.
It's
You
a
one
cannot
second.
completely
compare
different
Euro
thing.
to these
One,
No,
players.
no,
one
no.
second.
Listen,
One
right?
second. One second. Darius,
What is
Darius,
he?
can I ask you a
21? Is
question?
he 21 or something?
It's 19.
When we signed Lenny Euro, did we sign him under Ineos?
Yes, because it was George Mendes.
George Mendes, right?
Wait,
And he is
Ron,
going.
you're going to
Hold on,
Ron.
hold
You're
on.
going to. Okay.
No.
No,
I'm
no.
trying to
He's.
listen to one
I
thing.
know the point he's
I'm
making. It's a
trying to
good point.
say. I'm trying to say under Ineos, it's going to be a capped price point or a salary, a capped salary. Because look at Dorgu, and what earnings is he having right now in the team? It's not up there, right?
It's 60,
If
isn't
you
it?
look at, yeah, I don't think it's 60 either. If you look at Man City, right? For instance, Kushinov, I think that's his name. This the most
Yeah,
recent
yeah, yeah,
signing.
yeah. That guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not even earning 40K.
Well, yeah. I mean, City are in a different situation, but just one point you made earlier, Ronald, that I want to pick you up on is that with youth players, like academy players, you can look at people like Trent for this. I think that they get paid a little bit less on average because there's this whole thing about they should, they should be proud and grateful, etc., for playing for the club. And when we talk about like Lenny Yoro, like my understanding of the situation is that we got Yoro as a bit of a favour for signing Ugarte. Like, is anyone going to say that they think that we've paid Yoro, that the price we paid for him, the wage we paid for him, wasn't an overpay? Like Dre, like
Oh, it was the other way
on
around.
site.
We had to pay for Ogate in order to get Euro. So if we sign, because both of those are
Yeah.
people signed to Jorge Mendes. So Jorge Mendes' deal was if you sign Ogate, who's at PSG, you can have first dibs on Lenny Euro, and then obviously we
Exactly.
have to. This is in comparison. If, for example, Kobe Mainu had two contracts in front of him as a player coming from, let's say, Benfica, right? BTG, I'm sorry. But let's say they had Kobe Manu and we were signing him, and he had two contracts in front of him, Real Madrid and Manchester United. In his clear mind, he's not using United unless they're paying him the premium which he's expecting, which we did with Lenny Euro.
Right. So for Kobe, because we can't offer Champions League football and we're not a very good team at the moment, would you agree that we have to offer a premium to secure him for 4 or 5
No,
years?
No,
Oh,
absolutely
okay.
not.
No.
What?
Absolutely
Yes,
not.
yes.
Because
Okay.
every player will now come seeking that same premium, and you have to stand your ground. I think that if it is true, because it's not
Can
confirmed.
I interrupt
I
you,
must just
Dre?
wait before you interrupt me. Let me just quickly make this point.
Okay.
I know we are saying a lot of things, and in my mind, nothing is confirmed until it's made
Yeah.
official. However, if it's true that he is demanding 180 and he's sticking out, him and his agent is holding out for that, let him go.
All right. Do you think, right, that the fact we haven't paid a transfer fee and that he's an academy player, like, factors into the fact that we can, that in principle we can overpay?
No.
So
Because
Darius, in your
no,
question, in
because the youth
answer,
players how we have
one second,
leeway.
Mo.
sorry,
In your previous question that you asked, right,
uh-huh,
about paying a premium, I do think we should pay a premium to Kobe Mino because he's on 20K, like you said. So the premium for him should be around like 100 or a 120.
I
Because
honestly don't even think he
obviously,
should cross
no,
100.
no, no, Benidre, just listen to me, right? I'm saying give him that 100 or 120 that he's asking or that he deserves, apparently, right? So that in 4 years from now, you could then
Yeah.
offer him a 220. Because when he's on 180, in 4 years from now, his expectation would not be 220, his expectation would be 270. So you have to take in mind or look at the context of, because Lenny Yoro's contract right now might be 120, but that's going to be 120 for the next 4 years from now. Considering he might become the player we are expecting him to become, his then salary after 4 years from now would be approximately about 200, right? And then he would be at an age where if you want to make the money on the player, you could even move him on because that's always a possibility with young players. How old is Lenny Euro? He's 19. In 4 years from now, he would be 23. So if you look at that, yes, Kobe Minu, I think 100 should be it because you still want to keep the hunger inside of him. We have seen too many players lose hunger in their footballing abilities of just playing football because they reached a certain level or a certain degree of contract.
Too much too soon.
Yeah, exactly. In shorter words, my
Yeah.
apologies.
And I mean, you've got to look at like
And,
what
and
happened
also,
with Barcelona at
the
Messi.
main thing is that he's a youth player, so we have all the negotiation power. Like, bro, you're not about to lose that up because you want to secure him for 180. Like, there are not better players out there, sir.
But I'm just looking at Give Me Sport right now for like just Man United wages on of different players,
It's a
and we can just
shambles.
see in terms of midfielders, we've got Casemiro as the highest, and Bruno second, Mason Mount third, Ericsson, Ugarte, and then Maino is fifth or sixth. You know,
How much is
so
that?
Maino is. They say weekly salary is 20K.
Toby Collett's gonna ask for more, so I'm ready for that next once the season is over.
Toby Collier is
So
not in no position to ask for more. He signed his
He's gonna
contract
ask
in
for more. He played
2024.
first team minutes. He's gonna ask for more.
One second. How much is not? How much is
That makes the
Ugarte on?
Mount one.
You
That's
you see how you do
Ugarte's
it,
on
bots.
120K, Ronald.
See, so this is how you do it, bots. You look at Ogate, who plays far more minutes than Kobe Mainu. So if you
yeah,
want to bring him, because again, you have to understand how they call it, like in a corporate world, a curve, right? So if you want
yeah.
to bring him up to the standards for other people as well, so he doesn't feel left out and done wrong for, sure, you could bring him to 100K because Ugarte is at the age that he is, and he's still earning 120. So you could use that as comparisons. Ericsson's experience is more than possibly Kobe Manu's age right now.
Ericsson was
So
on a free
and
as well.
he's still earning 150, right? So was Kobe Manu, a free player coming in, and
Exactly.
we gave him an opportunity. So 100 to 120 is, in my opinion, should be what he should
That's
get. If he's
okay.
holding out for anything above that, bro, that see you in Chelsea, bro.
And
I,
they're paying,
I,
if
I
they,
honestly, I honestly wouldn't give him more than 70K.
I, I only
I honestly wouldn't.
70.
listen.
Yes,
Listen. I only have
70.
one reason. I only have one reason.
You
If they're
work,
gonna
and
pay,
you show your worth. You work, and you don't show your worth in just one season. Yes, you did well last season. Wonderful. Continue that. Let's see you be consistent with it. We have been doing too much with these players and salaries, right?
Yeah.
And we need to rein this thing in. It's
I'm
not sustainable.
sorry. He's gonna say, look at Malasia's salary. What are you saying? Look at Malasia, 75K.
you
Bro.
Exactly.
bought
Case in
him.
point. Exactly. This is what we've been doing over the years, and that
No,
is
bro,
why
get
they're doing
serious. Get
that.
serious.
No,
Uh, uh,
listen, bots.
yeah.
Listen, this is the rubbish that we have been doing over the years, and it's not sustainable, which is why they are trying so hard now to get rid of these players that are earning they're earning it, but they are not earning it. If you understand what I'm saying,
Yeah.
they are earning the
No,
money, but they've really not
Benny
earned it.
Dre,
Right,
let me
Drake.
give you an
Drake, can
example.
I
Let
ask you
me
a
give.
question?
Hold
Right.
on, Darius, 1 second.
Please go ahead.
For bots to understand, for you to understand, bro, what Benidre is saying in footballing terms, Rashford, go up, scroll up, look at Rashford's salary. You're going the other
We're
way around.
gone.
No, he's going the right way.
You're going the other way around. Go
Yeah,
back.
that's
Yeah, yeah,
midfielders.
yeah.
These are the forwards. Yeah, so we got
Oh, okay. Where's
these are the
Rashford?
forwards on loan. So Rashford is 170. Wait, what?
Lol, as if.
No, no,
It's
no. The loan thing is like how much we are paying for the loan. The
so
other club pay the other half.
Right, let's
Right,
say that's
right.
let's say that's
in
50%.
so in
Got
context,
it.
what I'm trying to tell you, bots, is the contract Marcus Rashford at the age he is what Liverpool's main guy Mo Salah is asking for now. He's asking for
Imagine
it
that.
now.
Imagine that.
He isn't asking for that when he's 27, 28. He's asking for it now. An old guy looking for a bank to just move out now. So you kind of understand. He's proven his worth because no one can tell me Mo Salah isn't a player who deserves above 300k. If he was playing for Manchester United, that guy would have possibly been on half a mil easily. We
How
would have
much is
signed
he
him for
on
half.
at
We would
Liverpool?
have given him for half a mil.
How much is he on at
He's
Liverpool?
on about
Mo Salah?
250 on
I
Liverpool.
I think
I
he's
think it's
around
300.
250. I think he's around between 200 to 225 or 250, give or take,
300.
with
Yeah,
bonuses. With bonuses.
he
But hey,
So
deserves
he's
more
can
than
looking for
Casemiro, that's for sure.
and
I
he's
ask Ray a
looking for
question?
And Fernandez.
350 now, bots, and they are not willing to give it to him. So you see how in contrast, how different we are in comparison to Liverpool's paying structure.
We're not even compared to Liverpool. We are worse. We are worse in everything. Because
Basically, they
and also
bankrupt.
wait, I was want to say on this could be minor. Like the only thing, like if Ineos give him this 180, they gotta be investing in him. You gotta be able to like make him the player that he's supposed to be at
Yeah.
this point. If they're giving him, that's the only situation. I'm like, okay, I really see like if you give him, okay, you're investing in him. You're investing in him to be the best in the world. Because at this point, he gotta earn that.
Omo. They're
Hey,
not
hey,
gonna invest him. They're not gonna invest in him to become the player that you're expecting. They're gonna invest on him on the PR and make him another commercial commodity that Rashford became. When Rashford broke onto the scene, he was a football player. He became a commercial commodity now. Now he's gone back to Aston Villa. You see a football player again.
Yeah, let him have fun at Aston Villa.
Look
He's played.
look at this Lenny Euro salary real quick. It's 115 and Dallo is on 85. I honestly thought Dallo was on more.
No,
No,
Delo has a very low contract.
he has a very low contract, and that's what he deserves.
So under
He
Ineos,
he doesn't
really,
even deserve that 85.
he deserves
He was
less.
player of the season last year. Come on, lads.
Yeah, okay. You see, okay. I'm not talking that. Letting Euro, yes, letting Euro. When you buy players, they come in on like 100 plus, a
It's a
100 plus when you buy
19-year-old.
players.
All right, fine. Right. If you were to sell Mainu, what would you say is a fair price for Mainu?
Probably 60, 65.
60,
Right.
75.
How much more is
saying,
that
I
than you
say,
sold Euro for?
I think he's a
20 million?
40 million's worth.
But
But
Darius,
because
Darius,
he's,
that's
40.
again
yeah, hold on
football
a
club.
minute,
Darius.
because he's English,
Okay.
he'll cost 60.
Right.
Yeah,
How
that's what I
much do
said,
you pay
60.
someone on
That's
60
what I'm
million?
saying.
Euro
What you
came
need
in at 40 million.
what you need to understand is that that's how it goes with homegrown players.
Yeah,
You sell
homegrown, you
them
pay more,
for
of
a
course.
premium. That's
Yeah,
how it is.
And
that's
You
how
why do you think
yeah.
Chelsea them to fix their financial structure? Look how much you pay per month. Like, listen, every player Chelsea has sold, look how much wages they got after they left Chelsea,
The
especially the
perfect
youth players.
example, my
Their
friend, the
youth players
perfect
is on slate.
example is Grealish. Grealish is the perfect
A
example.
treble winner.
Yeah, 100 million,
A
100
treble
million, and he's
winner.
not even, he's playing
But at
well
the
at
same time,
Isn't it
but
200K?
Darius. Okay, so Darius, let me ask you this question, right? Because you
Yes.
asked about what would be Lenny Euro's selling price, right? It would not be as high as Kobe Minu right now. 4 years from now, he would be above Kobe Minu's selling price.
That's
However,
this.
if
however,
Okay.
he
if he,
performs.
yes, Benidre is correct. However, let me ask you this: if you're sitting as a football player and you have two contracts, like I asked you before, a Real Madrid contract and a Manchester United contract, on face value, which one are you signing? Because at the end of the day, you have to think it from a
Well, the
football
tax
person.
laws in Spain.
Euro's got
Obviously
higher
Real
ceiling.
Madrid.
Euro's
but
got a
again,
higher ceiling. I
I'm
think
not
Mainoo's
again.
going to flop as a
You're just
footballer
thinking of Lenny Euro. I'm
going
asking
forward.
you. You're the football player, Darius, right?
Thank
Where
you.
are you going in the current situation? Are you going to Manchester United or are you going to Real Madrid? Because if you're going to
It's
Real
not that
Madrid,
easy a decision.
see
What?
why?
Why?
Why? Because finances matter.
Huh?
Where you live matters. The
What?
school system you put your kids into matter.
Oh God.
He has no kids. He's 19. He's a kid
Yeah,
himself.
but you asked
What
me,
kids?
not
Yeah,
him.
you're 19 right now in that question.
Okay, if I'm 19. You obviously...
Did you? I heard him stretch. He's like, well, if I'm 19,
If
so
you're
much
19, right?
enthusiasm. Darius,
You
all right.
obviously go to Real Madrid, but this is different to the point I'm making,
And that's
which
that's
is
my point. And that's my point for giving such salaries, which is a ridiculous salary for Lenny Euro, who's 19, 150. And since we're talking about players in that same zone, right? Garnacho, Lenny Euro, Ugarte, no, sorry, not Ugarte, but Kobe Mainu,
yeah.
Collier at some point potentially. These are players, you're going to have them around 120 or 100,
Yeah, but
120. You're
Yoro's a
going to have them.
defender.
It
Yoro
doesn't
is a
matter.
defender.
It
It does
doesn't
matter.
What
wins
if he
matches?
turns out? But what if he turns out to be a defender better than Varane? Something like Saliba. What then?
All right, how much would you pay Saliba?
Right now.
How much is he going to earn when he goes to Real Madrid? How much
Not
is
more
Trent
than,
going
not
to
more than
earn
he would
when
in
he
the
goes to
Prem.
Real Madrid?
Not more than he
Yeah,
would in the
definitely
Prem.
more than you would in the Prem. That's a good answer, BTG.
That's the fact.
He'll get
Yeah, but I want a
200.
number.
You
get
can't give a
200.
number. You can't give a
Why
number.
not?
You
You've given
because you
numbers
don't know.
all
If it's more than
stream.
the Prem, he'll be the highest paid player at Real Madrid.
No.
What,
He
more
won't
than
be
So,
high
Mbappe?
so,
paid
so
player.
Darius, I
Not more
understand
than
your question
Mbappe,
because
BTG.
to answer
If
that question, if you
it's
look at
if it's
Mbappe,
Premiership
right?
prices, yeah, I mean,
One at a
Because
time,
because
please,
if you
boys.
if you look at Mbappe's salary right now, it's way higher than what he was earning at PSG. If you look at
Wow.
Frankie de Jong's salary, it's way higher. It's actually triple than what he was earning at
It's all
Ajax.
50.
Actually, more than triple. It's actually more than triple.
Well, they don't pay him, so it's yeah.
So Frankie de Jong is, I mean, to be fair, whenever they pay him or decide to pay him, but he's earning far more in paper form than what he was at Ajax. And that's what I'm saying. When you sign players like of that ilk, that, oh, this might become something, a potential, you're investing money in the potential of what it might become.
Sure.
Because let's be honest, if he goes on to become the player we're expecting, Real Madrid might not come for him, but some other club might come for him, and they might be agreeing to pay us
Yeah.
120 mil. And when they're paying us 120 mil for a defender like Lenny Euro, because he's from Premier League, he potentially might break into the French first team because Konate is there. But what after Konate, right? So those are the kind of things you have to factor in to look at what you're paying. For
That's
me,
exactly
Kobe
what I'm
Mainu,
factoring in.
and for me, Kobe Mainu is worth 100K. I get the emotion and what Benidre is saying. I completely get that. Somewhat, I agree to it as well. But to keep him at the club, since we are not able to offer him trophies, we are not able to offer him Champions League, we're not able to even offer him Europa at this point. You have to pay the money.
yeah, that's what
simply how the
my
life
friend.
works.
That's what
Sorry, is
Manchester.
this not the point that I've been?
That's what Manchester United have been doing, bribing players with money to sign for the club that hasn't been winning premierships, and you bribe him with more wages, more money, just like playing Football Manager.
But
You're not
that's
winning
how. But
premierships,
that's
you
how
throw
you.
more money at him, and then it's all right then. But we,
But,
you
but
know,
that's
Yeah, but you
that's
get
my
more
point.
sell on
But
from.
And it's
that's
not
my point.
sustainable. And it's not
But
sustainable. And it's a part of the reason
yeah,
why we are in the predicament that we are in currently. And we need
you're
to
talking
stop it
facts.
and change.
Right, Dre, the difference here, right, is I'm not disagreeing with the point it's not sustainable. Look at the figures on the screen. They're far, far too much. Like paying a fullback 150 grand a week, you're out of your mind.
It's
But
bankrupting us.
when
It's bankrupting us.
when you look comparatively around the squad, what I'm saying is that Kobe Mainu is more than entitled to ask for that amount of money because of what he's achieved in his career, his age, the fact that he's homegrown.
No, because
What do you
that is
mean?
what.
No.
That is
You see, I get where you're coming from. Like, yes, he's entitled to ask for it, but I don't think. Do
Yeah,
you think he deserves it?
you shouldn't be
bro.
using this in
Do you
front
think
of
he
us.
deserves it?
I'm entitled to
Bath time.
ask. I'm entitled to ask for a Lamborghini. Yeah,
Wait,
but
hold up.
I
Bath
have
time. Do
no
you think
rights to it.
Bath time? Do you
Yeah.
think Kobe Bryant deserved the 180K?
Hey, but Mark, hold on. You
Comparatively,
guys are crazy.
Wait, I
Hey,
just need to know because he said that he's entitled to ask for it. So I want to know that. Do you think he deserves 180? Bath time.
yeah.
For how many years?
Oh, it'd be long. 5, 6, 7.
Why 180?
Okay.
Are you saying 180 because you're using this in front of us as the marker for wages? Manchester United are trying to get away from these wages. So why would you use these wages as the marker for the future contracts? That's if we're trying to get away from this.
Because you're talking about a hypothetical and I'm talking about a reality.
Okay, that made no sense to me. But
I think of Kobe Mainoo personally. I think he's overrated. Someone like Yoro's got a much higher ceiling than Kobe. I think Kobe's been kind of a babysat and sort of cuddled at Man United. I think when he moves from Man United eventually, because I think Man U are going to cash in on him, he'll find it. He'll find out the real world.
Yeah, because I heard that the reports said they offer him a new contract and he's gonna decline it. If they're gonna decline, just sell him and it's cash out.
Yeah,
cash out right now. And you know me, I love my U players. Like I just want the managers to play all the U players because I don't trust all the senior players. So if he's like that, just cash out. We can move on to the next player. Because we don't have time for this.
I think he's overrated. I do.
No, he's not overrated. I just think like his development has been stunted because he gained weight last season and he doesn't have the waist anymore.
I think it's not being overrated. It's more just like the agents doing that job as agents in this capitalist world, and they have to try and push, looking at the market, looking at what other people are earning. But of course, somebody like Los Blancos has been putting a lot of like important figures of different players just to give us like some context and some comparison in this conversation. Talking about Los Blancos is talking about Liam Delap is on 20K, sure. Kelleher is on 10K.
Those teams don't have money, so I don't want to compare to them because you mentioned now you have to pay the premium. It's Manchester United, you have to pay the premium, and again, this what Kobe Bryant agent does.
You have some kind of premium. Liverpool, isn't there like a little bit of a Liverpool tax?
Hell no, Liverpool don't want to pay no money. Liverpool don't want to pay money. They have 3 other players contract right now at the same time. They don't have money. And again, this is what minor agent does. Minor agent goes up to the board. They're like, hey, my player want a new contract. The player they said no. They said but Casemiro get paid this amount. So player get that amount. And that's what Indians need to cut out and just stand on the ground. I trust you. There's some minor Rashford stays.
And the thing is, Real Madrid don't pay more than Man United, for instance, because players actually want to play for Real Madrid more than I would say Man United these days. These days.
There's the Beckham rule.
And they'll take the pay cut because it's Real Madrid. They're winning all the time.
It's not a pay cut. They get more after tax.
Yes, and bonuses. Yes, you're right. There's a cut. There's a tax thing.
So the laws in Spain are different.
Yeah,
but they do still get less. They still get less, don't they?
Not well. Gross maybe, net no.
The whole point is you win something. That's the bonus that comes with Real Madrid. That's the bonus. That's the bonus. Hey, you want a UCL? Yeah, we play UCL football. Yeah. You think let Euro get paid that amount? So no, he will not get paid that amount.
Yeah.
And again, there was about the year on a free. That's why I got to pay the premium.
You also said like sell me a £10 note for £9 for £9.
I just bots. I wanted to know from you guys. I don't want to change the subject like that, but did you guys watch the interview with Amorim and Rio Ferdinand? Where he said that where he said we're like say 3-4 players from that clique that can basically can really change everything from winning.
Wait, where was this?
They said
He
that.
he actually said that 3-4 players. Do you guys agree?
Wait, hold on. When was this?
It
Did
was
you
this
listen
week.
to the interview or you read about the interview?
No, I watched. Hold on a minute. That's a great interview. Well, it's not great. It's a 10-minute interview. Rio and I watched it. It's on YouTube.
And it's not
It's
AI.
on. It's on TNT. It's on TNT Sports. It's on
Bro.
TNT Sports, and it's a
He said
revealing interview. He's quite revealing. He says, you know, what he's struggled with, what he he thinks of the English game, what he's surprised, what Man United need, and he also said Anthony is doing well in Spain because the game in Spain is not as physical.
Oh,
So he's
okay. Yes.
finding it easier.
I saw that quote.
Is it the
If
Yeah,
the
21st
manager say
century?
if the manager say we're 3 players away, he's concussed. He's
but that's what he
concussed.
said. He said we're 3-4 players
He's
away
he's,
from
my manager is foolish if he said that.
pull
Well, it
it up,
depends on the players, doesn't it?
pull it
Also.
up, Power Hour.
Hold on. It's
It's
not
on
this
TNT
one?
Sports. No.
No.
He's sat on the settee with Rio, not that one.
Okay.
It
I
was
just
this
read
week. Go to
Rio.
TNT Sports Amorin interview.
Okay.
TNT Sports Amorin interview. There's some revealing things in there.
Show your suggested video spots.
You don't want to see that. There we
Or
go.
type
do.
Rio. Type Rio also. Type Rio
Or just
possibly.
click on TNT Sports and press videos.
It's an 11-minute interview.
Oh, where is this? 6 minutes. Are you sure you didn't dream about this?
There it is. I think it's one of the. Is it that? Yeah.
What, the Big D?
Yeah,
The
it's
Big
this one
D.
here.
The Big D
Oh, it's a
has
character.
Has it been more storms than you actually anticipated?
Yeah, but look, it's an 11-minute one, but
Oh, wow.
If you said to me in the beginning that you are going to win just 4 matches in 14, I don't believe you. I would say you're crazy. You know, and that for me it's the hardest part.
We'll get back to Ruben Amorim in just a quick second, but remember, if you like this video, please like, share, and
He's
subscribe.
got a lamp on his
the actual
printer.
interview. Get the actual one, Power.
Yeah. Big up to the Big D,
He's got
though.
Bible, a lamp, and a printer.
I
What a
know.
lad.
Hold on.
What you say? Big up to the what?
He's got a lamp, a printer,
No, I'm not
and
gonna
a
say it
Bible.
again.
Yeah, bots.
I'm not gonna say it.
Go and click on TNT Sports, like
Okay.
their channel, and search by video.
Okay, search by video.
Video
Here we
to your
go.
left. No, to your left.
Oh, video here.
It's
Yeah.
quite a revealing one actually. You know, for the moment in time.
He said it was 11 minutes.
3 days ago.
Oh, here it. Do you want me to share it?
Rio. Yeah, please just share it. Rio Ferdinand meets Ruben Amorim. This one.
That's
There
the
you
one. That's the one, dude.
Okay, all right. Let's let the ads.
It's actually 9 minutes actually,
Okay.
but I've put the link in the private chat anyway.
All right. Here we go. So, Allstate, of course. Allstate have to give
Join
that.
the army, bots.
Bro, I need to be on YouTube Premium. Here we go.
Yeah, Google's changed its advert city now, isn't it? Everywhere.
Hold on. Before I leave, you say you're a Benfica fan, right?
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna sell Álvaro Fernandez
Who?
like in the future?
Oh, Alvaro Fernandez. Yes, because we've got a replacement for him already. The Swedish guy from Roma, Dahl. So
Hold on,
that's how Benfica operate. That as soon as someone's hot, as soon as someone's hot, they get the replacement to bed him in for a few months with the guy that's going, and then they sell the guy that's going, i.e. Alvaro.
I think United want that selling clause. Another question: how about the other guy that played the wing, the Iceland or Sweden guy? I forgot his name.
Oh yeah, Schuldrup. Yeah, he was a boy wonder. He was a boy wonder that stagnated a bit. We send him back to his country. He's come back, and all of a sudden, he's blossoming in the past 3 months. Really. So he's got his ceiling is starting to, he's triggered his ceiling, so to speak. He's kicked in now. He's interesting. He is. He's a boy.
Yeah,
He's a wonder
I expect because the Alvaro, I'm like, us not buying him means we
But
go to Scalon.
Alvaro is the hottest property at the minute, left back in the world.
Yeah,
Everyone's
I
on
think
him.
that's why we don't want to bring him back because we just get a sell-on clause.
Yeah,
All right,
because the
let's hear what
guy,
you can
he's kind of tall for a left back. He's sort of like you remember the Heinz for Manu, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah, he's sort of got those attributes, sort of thing, but he's not as aggressive as Heinz or
I just hope that he's able to develop his ball to be more striking, or more technical, like Marcos
No,
Alonso.
his technique's not bad at all, actually.
All right.
I just want to
And
be on the level of Marcos Alonso, so to be
Hold on,
like, no.
Omo
But
and BG.
either way, I'm gone.
right, let's have a look at this.
Let's have a look at this because I also
Let's
need
have a
to
look
make.
at it. It's an
Let's
interest.
get straight into it. What's it been like your first few months here at Manchester United?
A big challenge. Is a hard job in every aspect, changing all the time, trying to
No shit, Sherlock. All right.
find the solutions, and then you have to be here to explain every week. Small interviews, press conference. Sometimes it's hard, to be focused on the job. And then that you are in Manchester United. Everything you say, everything you do, every result, it's something big. So I think it's a hard job, but I feel that is becoming natural to me. The hardest part by far is to lose.
Manchester United's inconsistencies continue, leaving those in red with plenty to ponder.
Just to go back to when you first came and you talked about, I think it was very kind of sensible of you to mention it, there will be storms here. Has it been more storms than you actually anticipated?
If you said to me in the beginning that you are going to win just 4 matches in 14, I don't believe you. I would say you're crazy, And that, for me, it's the hardest part.
You're used to winning as well.
Yeah, it's not just that. It's your proud as a coach. It doesn't matter the context. You are in Manchester United and you lose 9 games in Premier League. As a player, you know that, former player, you know that.
Wow, sounds like it's kind of like really psychologically affected him a little bit. Like it's crazy.
He's feeling it for sure.
He's feeling it. Wow.
It's a tough job, dude. Toughest job in the world, they say. Shit. Tougher job than American president, this is.
Yeah. He's like...
It is.
Yeah, this is crazy. All right, let's hear the next thing.
When you get in this moment, sometimes it's really hard to turn things around. And we are in this moment. So I was expecting hard days, but not like this.
I've been in Manchester City today, walking around, and probably 20 people come up to me and said, "Rio, Man United," and they speak maybe negatively about aspects of the club. But I have to say, every single one of the guys was saying, "But I believe in Ruben, the manager." Do you feel that?
I feel that. And at the same time, I'm embarrassed by that. Because if you look our performance and if you see our team sometimes on the pitch, it's really hard for me as a coach to take a lot of positive.
Yeah.
And when you are really clear that you want one idea and then on the pitch, you don't see that. I see that in training, but sometimes in the game we struggle with simple things that is clear that is wrong.
Why is that, do you think? Why?
I don't know. It's my fault.
Here's what you can expect to pay for your tax prep.
Wait, this is
Wow. Incredible so far.
He doesn't know. I think he does know, but some of it he can't say because you would be throwing the players under the bus. He can't turn around and say, "God, I wish I had a Jose Gonçalves in one of the 10 roles." Right?
Has he not said Manchester United? This is the worst Manchester United team in the history of the club.
Yes, he has. Then, yeah, that's true. Well, but he kind of said it in jest, joking sort of thing. But he said it, didn't he? Yes. He did.
And he didn't put himself in that. And this is
he
the
can't
first
be
time
saying
that
it. He can't be saying it again, can he? So he just says, "I don't know," but he does know.
Well,
Yeah, but
BTG.
do you notice he's putting himself in
He
this?
said it in a press conference, and then later on he clarified it and said that like I meant like our performances so far, and that really, you know, like
he was trying to say that it looks like we're the worst team ever.
Yes.
So he said it in that the minute with the results. But
was this not quote like this is the worst Manchester United team in
it
history?
was quoted, and then he clarified that it was misconstrued in terms of just like the where people ran with it, and he clarified
that's
what
the
he.
clickbait.
Where can you run with that? Like, how can you misinterpret that, Bots? Tell me.
Well, you can say like he like shifted the blame a little bit out onto like the state of where our performances are, and not necessarily saying like the players, all these players are shit. That's what he was trying to do.
Where are you with him at the moment? Like,
I will in a second. I'll tell you.
Okay,
Hold
all
on.
right.
So nervous sometimes in the game, and you can feel it in the small things, in the way that we move sometimes, the understanding of the game, especially at Old Trafford. Even the environment, when I feel that sometimes the players are in the dressing room and we go to warm up and go inside to start the game, I feel that the air is heavy. And these kind of things, I think we show a lot in the games.
The Man United fans, they are showing great patience with you. What could you say to give them that hope for the remainder of this season?
It's really hard to say anything to them. I prefer like to try everything to change the results and change the performance. I never saw anything like this. The way they behave with us, not just me, but even the players. The way they behave with us, away games, home games, they are unbelievable. I'm doing everything I know, and we are still losing, and that is really hard to say that. So I just want to say that I'm giving everything. Took a lot of time to choose a club to leave Sporting, and I chose this club. And for me,
and it's the right club.
I know, but after all that work, to fail is really hard. So I'm giving everything. I want to change things, but sometimes your best is not enough. Let's hope that we can change this in this game.
How do you think you can change that? I know you're working hard behind the scenes, and one of the things that when people ask me about this, I always say it's more than football, because there's a lot of players here that have been a long time through different managers, and there's deep scars from those times. And then it's obviously your job to kind of like put bandages on them scars and build them back up.
The only way I know that can help them is to give them the solutions to play on the pitch, but then they have to believe it. And to believe it is that when we are losing or in a difficult situation and you feel that you cannot even build up one play, they have to stick with that and to believe in that. And that is the hardest part. Because when we suffer a goal or we have a bad moment and you feel it that like the connection is not there, we lose ourselves. And you feel it, we get lost a little bit.
Add that to the catalogue of errors from the goalkeeper.
But like you said, I understand that sometimes it's really more than football. It's more than tactics. It's something that is in the player's mind.
Just that we're here with a training ground, and I'm really interested, and I think a lot of people were interested to know, like, how you get your ideas across to the team. Where's the best place for you? Is it on the training pitch? Is it in the classroom? Is it video? How are you implementing those
training
ideas?
I think training is everything. I feel that I'm not like a typical manager that you have here I'm a coach, and I need the to be on the pitch to be also happy, to transmit my positivity. I need to be on the pitch. If I'm not there, it's really hard to cope with that.
Is there anything in particular about the English game in the Premier League when you was at Sporting in Portugal and you was looking at the English game and going, I like this, I can see that. Is there anything that is, while you've been here, that initially you've gone, wow, I didn't anticipate that, I didn't expect that?
When you play against any team here in England, the physicality is there. Sometimes they don't need to build up a lot, just a long ball, second ball, and they are there. So if you don't have physicality, you struggle a lot. And we talk about a lot of players that we had. Anthony is so much better now in Spain. It's a lot of factors, but I guarantee you, it's the physicality. And you can see some players of our team. If
fired!
A player
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Shots physicality.
Yo. There's real
But the thing is, he's capping a bit when he says, "The thing I'm most surprised is physicality." This mother F has played in against English teams as a footballer many times. He's played in England against Man United in European competitions at Old Trafford. He knows the score, but
he's making a different point.
Yeah, but now he's seeing it. I know what you mean. You're right. Now he's seeing it from a manager's perspective. And
No. He's kind of what he's saying, right?
The 16th position team being able to have like a way to beat you, a strategy that they've practiced, and the players like actually showing you something else that you're not prepared for. And for him, it's that physicality aspect. He's like, wow, how come even a team like or the likes of Wolves are giving us such a tough time? This is not.
I interpret it slightly different, Pappy.
How do you look at it?
Right, the two things that he said is obviously training. You know, like I'm one of the only football players ever that like training more than football matches. But he's talking about the game model, first of all, in terms of that, like players are losing trust in it when you don't see results on the pitch. The second thing he's talking about is that like the directness of the English game and the setup, and it is a setup of how you have to put people around the pitch to compete for second balls.
Sorry to butt in, man, but I'm gonna run. All right, so bless upon yourself.
Big up Benidre. Big up Benidre.
All right.
Big up,
See you later, mate. See you later, mate.
And you also have to remember the boy is like 40 years old, so he's a baby in terms of like football stuff. He's Andre Villa-Boas, but it's when you talk about second balls, what you're really talking about is structure, because you need to like when right, you know third man combination, and you know what a rondo is, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Right, with a second ball, you need a 3-man. It's the most important part. That's why you see teams playing 1-4-1-4, for example. That one in between the midfield and the defense is there to recycle the second ball. His system doesn't have that. So it's very, very telling to me when he puts the emphasis on second balls, because we are the worst second ball team in the league based off the structure. And the structure comes from his 3-4-3.
Sure. Let's hear the rest of this, and then
for team, if you catch a player that is so strong and so fast as you, it's really hard to take this guy. So I think that was the most important thing that I learned here. Set pieces also, the pace. The coaches are also really good, really smart, understanding the game. But the physicality of the players is really important, more than any other place. Here is really important when you build a squad to look at the physicality.
How important is the transfer window for you and the recruitment?
So today's the day. I've got my RTA.
But you see what he said there? It's very important to look at the strengths. So future signings, I'm interesting to see who comes in, because he's told us the profile there he wants. He's told us the profile. He wants a big. He wants strength, isn't it? It's a tenacious and strength. Let's look at Dorgu then. Dorgu, he's got some strength and tenacity.
Let's see if he says quality.
Let's hear the rest of it. R10, by the way, said the underlying issue is that he is not adjusting his system to accommodate the players' preferences.
Shout out R10.
Important for any coach that you have one idea to put in your team, but then you have to see if you have characteristics for that. I don't like to talk about that a lot, especially in press conference, because my players are listening, and I just want to be really focused on my
nice way to say they don't have the characteristics.
Yeah. There you go. You want profile. He's already saying he's telling us these players can't do what I want. That's what he's told us.
I can't really tell you about them because they're listening.
I don't know if that is what he's saying.
No, he's saying that, but
I think he's saying that he's surprised by the profiles that he needs in the Premier League.
Sure, that also means
see,
he's
there's a
surprised
distinction.
the profiles. So that means that the profiles that he has are not the correct.
He's not happy with the profiles. That's
but
why
that's
when he
because-
says
that's
that's why
because
when
of
he
his
says I
system.
don't know, when he can't answer I don't know, he does know. It's the profiles. The players can't do the shit like his Sporting Lisbon players used to do. Gonçalves, Gonçalo Inácio, Pote. You know that
that is
Pote.
absolutely not what he's saying. What he's saying is that
right.
to play in the Premier League, you need a certain profile of player, and it's implied here that his system needs players that are bigger, physical, and more stronger than he expected.
Yeah,
and that
that's
is a different
true.
argument to
That
what
is
you're
part
making.
of it. Yes, you're telling truth there. That is part of it. Yes.
Let's listen to the rest of it. Well, like one, just
players that we have, we can improve a lot. Even with this context, with these players, we can play so much better. I believe that. I see that in trainings. We need to take that to the game. But it's clear that when you have time to think of the characteristics, 2-3 players can change the way you play, because sometimes you need.
Whoa!
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
He said the way you play, not the way Man United. No, there's a difference. There's a
Do you
difference.
think that's wild?
Hold on.
I don't.
Let's finish it.
He said he wants Maradona, Zidane, Van Basten, and Zico.
Let's finish it. Hold on.
Sometimes you need a different guy in the specific position that can give you more control of the game. Sometimes you need a little bit more legs and strength in the midfield. These kind of things, it's clear for me. But like I said, I just want to focus on my players and to help them to be better.
What does
strength and legs
to relax?
Nowadays, it's really hard to relax, but it's just family. And you go home, you find a nice place to live. I think living in Manchester, I really love it. My family adapt really well.
Even the weather.
Even the weather, I don't care. The results are the worst thing. But it's just enjoying with family. And when I get inside my home, I am not Ruben the coach. I'm Ruben the father, and I have a job to do at home. They don't care about winning or losing. Sometimes they say that here you cannot win football matches. My oldest son say all the time. In Portugal we win all the time. But
joking
here,
with you like this, yeah.
Yeah. And it's like enjoying with family and trying to live a different life.
Ruben, good luck.
Thank
you
you
very much for your time, man.
Good luck. Thank you.
I want to see you win, man.
So yeah, 3-4 players, and so who are they? I think he's going to get Gyökeres because Sporting's already got a replacement for Gyökeres. He's definitely leaving at the end of the season. They've got that harder. They've bought this. I don't know if you guys heard of him. He's basically just like Gyökeres profile. I think he's left-footed.
Do you not think Gyökeres' time in England and the fact Dan Ashworth has left might count against him?
Yeah, do you think because he was at Coventry and this? To be honest, Coventry. The problem is there's not a problem. There's nothing wrong with being in the Championship. That's a great learning curve.
Absolutely,
that is the greatest, one of the greatest learning curves. That division.
Well, I think when you look at like
physicality, that's why. Sorry, mate. That's why he's ripping it in Portugal in Champions League, everything, because he's learned and had to deal with physicality of the Championship. More games. You know what the Championship's like. It's the 6th top division in Europe.
BTG, is Millwall looking for a striker? You can send Højlund.
Sorry?
Nice.
If they're looking for a striker, I would send Højlund over there.
Because
I think Højlund
is the biggest fraud. He's the biggest fraud in recent memory.
Fraud. Again, it's not the fraud. I don't blame him for quick signings that he had opportunities come across his plate. But man skipped classes, and now he's failing because he's at the big college and he can't perform because he skipped classes. So he needs to go back and do his classes, bro.
That's a nice metaphor. And you can apply that to Ahmad, I think. That, like, when you look at like players like Sancho, like it's not so much the classes for me, it's the mentality. Because I mean, like, we know Old Trafford leaks, but I think a lot of that is down to Rasmus Højlund's crying. Like, when he scores a goal, man, there's just tears everywhere. Like, I mean, we can't even remember his celebration. But I think that, like, BTG makes an interesting point, which is that Gyökeres was bloody crap in England, and he had to drop down the division and learn the game. Solanke, awful for a couple of years. Adamela Lookman, like the darling of the Champions League, absolute
you can make use
in the UK.
Dude, look at you. Remember Jose Fonte played for Palace. He was a championship merchant with Palace, because I like Palace because they're Eagles, right? So I follow Palace quite a bit too. And anyway, so he learnt his craft there. He went on to win the Euros.
Yeah, you need to develop, and that's the thing, is that we, like, when you talk about profiles, Rasmus Højlund is a profile signing. His frame, his speed, like all of this stuff, I can understand how on paper you're like, yeah, same as Darwin Núñez. However, a lot of these strikers, the ones that I've mentioned, that it takes more time than you think, because scoring goals, I mean, I was never a goal scorer. I'm a terrible goal scorer. Like, it's genuinely the hardest thing in football. It's why
the striking of a ball, that finesse shot is the hardest skill in football.
But
I don't even think it's that. I think it's hitting a ball badly. Like, you look
I'm not sure if my striker wants to be a striker or he wants to be a WWE star, because all I see is weird tackles. And how is he
that's a good point, Ronald.
Bro,
yeah,
I
understand what you mean.
Like he is trying. Okay, you know what? I'll give it. He might not have been at the brightest of the clubs, right? But Harry Kane, bro, that guy was a problem. Why? Because he knew the ball is never going to come to him, but he knew how to earn a tackle, how to earn a free kick.
What I'll tell you about Harry Kane,
he would use his body, and he wasn't good at jumping either for the ball, like headers, but he would use his body to off balance a defender. For his
the Lee Gunner clip. Like, Ronald, what I'll tell you about Harry Kane is that my mate Andrew Mensah was a scout for Fulham, and he saw Harry Kane at 17, and he thought that he didn't have a career in professional football.
Yeah, he was a chubby boy. He was
it's not just that.
A lot physically, he did.
He was slow. His hold-up play wasn't good. And
because he had that chubby gene.
Well, no, I mean, like the chubby gene. Okay, but
when he was a kid, he's a bit of a. I'm going to sound harsh, but he was a little bit of a fat boy. Obviously, now he's gone on to sort of make it. It doesn't mean you ain't
exactly, but
it doesn't mean you haven't got technique being fat. No, you can be fat and having incredible technique.
That's not the argument that I'm making.
I'm just saying, to go to the top level, he had to thin. He had to, with the whole shenanigans. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could talk about what happened with Darren Anderson and like R9 and stuff, about what happened, like with them putting on weight and losing weight, etc.
Well, there's loads of things.
The point that I'm making is that, like, someone like Rasmus Højlund, I expect to have a decent career in football, and I think when he gets to 26 or 27, that he will be actually like a decent striker, like, because the problems in his game aren't aren't due to physical limitations. Like, he's a good runner. Like, he has. I mean, his technical issue is he lets people put his hands on.
He's not great with the foot of the ball at his feet for long, though. For instance, mate, Gyökeres will pick up the ball. Gyökeres will pick up the ball, because I watched all sporting games. Yeah, I watch all the sporting games. I follow the Portuguese league. They're my rivals.
How old is Gyökeres?
This guy picks up the ball halfway, and he'll take on 2-3 players and just run them ragged. They'll bounce off him.
All right, but how? How is he doing that? How is he doing that? What is that? Because like Gyökeres is a bit of a beast, but
he's better than Haaland. He's better than Haaland. You know what I'm
you know
saying?
your Portuguese football.
Said, yeah.
What is the difference
Darius, the thing
and
is,
Bas Dost?
The dude's better than Haaland. I have this argument all the time. If I had to choose between the two, I'd go Gyökeres.
No, I'm talking about Bas Dost.
Bas Dost.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about it?
He's got better goal scoring record for Sporting than Gyökeres.
I know. I think Gyökeres is about to beat it or just beat it.
Well, at this moment in time, he doesn't. So what is the difference? Or let's talk about Mario Jardel.
Mario Jardel, what an amazing player.
Yeah, right. So like these players are strong boys.
Now you're talking. That guy, he didn't have crazy pace, but in the box, he will score any type of goal, overheads, for diving headers. He is the ultimate box bloody player. Striker.
He's like Cavani before Cavani. Like
he was better than Cavani because this guy does it. He's got overheads, everything. He's incredible. He was. So he was a bit of a cokehead. Unfortunately, he was a bit of a cokehead.
Well, look, mate. So was Sergio Rebrov. What is the difference between like Rasmus, Gyökeres, Jardel, like these players that are?
I'll tell you, it's very easy.
Premium.
It's very easy to tell you the difference. That's the easiest question ever. He might have physicality, he might have this, he might have that, but he hasn't got shot technique. He hasn't got, the finish, the finishes. For instance, the side foot, the toe poke, he hasn't got the finish adaptability in the box. I.e., if them instincts, there's them certain players that. He hasn't got the instinct. For instance, Benfica had a striker, Jonas, a bit of a journeyman striker at Valencia. He came to us and became a bit of a legend. He scored shitload of goals in 3 years for us. And that guy, he had no pace because he was already getting on a bit. In the box, he had all the finishes. The toe pokes, like I said, overheads. Højlund hasn't got the natural finish on him.
One at a time, lads.
No, I think Højlund has a finish. It's just the thing, the other thing, the instinct.
Pappy's right. It's a comfort finish.
Instincts, the instincts are important.
Yeah, instinct, movement, trickery, mental capacity to just play with the center back of the opposition and confuse them, because he's kind of he wants to play physical, but he reminds me of Diego Costa, of how he plays physical, but Diego Costa had the street smartness.
He's not clever.
Almost
not clever with it.
That kid in a private school. Højlund is Diego Costa in a private school.
Facts, but facts.
Wow. Right. Spots. You've said a lot there. Can I just break? Can I ask questions to break down what it is? Because
you hit the nail on the head there.
I think that, I'm not. Me personally, I'm a terrible finisher, and I had to learn something called the comfort finish. So if you think of Mbappe shooting near post,
I know the feeling. Yeah,
Henri curling it in. There are positions that you try and get yourself in to score goals.
Yeah.
Rasmus has a comfort finish, and it is chipping the goalkeeper on the left-hand side. That is a reliable finish.
Yeah, go to. Yeah. Romario's the toe poke. I know what you mean.
Yeah. Exactly. With the things that you've said about decision making, all these different things, talk to me about players that have shown that and how they show that. Because is that movement in the box? Is that technique? Is that the physicality to budge someone out of the way an Erling Haaland does? What are the specifics of what you are saying?
So some of it is technicality. Some of it is the physicality of being able to like shield the ball like Gyökeres. Gyökeres can drive with the ball.
Yeah, run with
Gyökeres
the
can,
ball
you
and
know,
and
and
float.
that means you have to
He
be
runs with it
sometimes
like
too
Kaka
quick.
used to. You know, Kaka glides. He glides
Kaka
on the ground.
He feels
He
like he's
glides with the
a
ball.
split second above everybody else,
Private
or
school
faster than
boy, by the
everybody
way,
else.
Kaka.
You know, so I mean, what's his name? Hoyland
He is a posh boy.
misses that immensely. Hoyland misses definitely positioning is an important aspect for any
Mm-hmm.
player of football, whether you're a goalkeeper, whether you're a defender, fullback, whatever.
Yeah.
And striker as well. Striker positioning and anticipation are major key things. Hoyland has not really either had a conversation with his teammates or figured out exactly how to read the teammates' body language and say, oh, he's about to go for the first post right now. Oh, he's about to, you know, I want to say, like, obviously we have that moment that we have all talked about in the show a few times about Dallo should have released the ball to Hoyland, and that is true. That is a fact. But
Yeah,
right
but
now,
you're talking about a kid who's failing in the maths class to do abacus now. Bro, he ain't doing the basics right. He is failing.
no, but all
the
those things
basic.
could be developed. All those things could be.
Yeah, but he's
made
explaining
better.
why.
What do you mean? Say that again.
He's like, that's honestly, Ronald. That is awesome. But Bot, sorry, is explaining why he's failing.
No, he's failing because he's failing, right? Okay, hear me out before.
Sure.
I get the argument that he needs time, he needs to understand this,
okay,
that,
okay.
and the other, right?
Okay, Ronald, say your piece and then I'll say the last bit of what I want.
No. Because all I'm gonna say is, you know what, Bots, I can't because I really like the guy, but he didn't do enough for us. Because a lot of strikers came to United, didn't have enough time to learn
Diego
what you're
Forlan.
trying to say, right? That's a very big name, but I'm even Bots, if you can drop the link, drop it for Pat. He wants to join in, but I'm talking about even for people like Ighalo. Bro, he was just here for some time, and he was making better runs than this guy.
What is a better run? Like
being a threat. Okay, I understand. You're trying to make runs, but if I'm running between BTG and Darius, pause, and Bots has the ball, how am I helping Bots?
Well, because you're creating. I mean, it's different thing. Like in the private chat,
Darius,
I put a link.
The thing is,
okay,
and
yes.
the problem I have with Rasmus is, if this guy doesn't develop how we are hoping and expecting him to develop, right? In 3 or 4 years from now, if he drops off pace like how Lukaku did, brother, we're cooked.
Lukaku's still a far better striker than Rasmus.
No, he is. But I'm talking about the Everton Lukaku. The Everton Lukaku was a bad boy.
Ronald.
Go on.
In chat, like in the private chat, I've put a link to Porto 3, Manchester United 3. And I know my friend Jarvis has shown this recently. The second Porto goal is scored by a striker called Samu. And the footwork he shows in the run for the second goal in order to get ahead of De Ligt is something I've never seen Rasmus show.
He's a bit of an animal. He is. Absolutely, pardon the expression, but it's Spanish,
yes,
isn't
but
he? Under 21.
You say animal, but that is not the point. It's finesse here.
Oh yeah, he's got for his size, he's a monster. Animal monster. He's got great feet, and funny enough, he's got a bit of the Mario Jardels about him. Funny enough, he scored an overhead kick recently.
That's cool, but the point that I'm making is that like you can be like powerful, you can be finesse, you can do all these sort of things, but in this goal that he scores, there is a very, very technical movement, which is you position yourself blindside of the defender. Okay. So as a defender, when you are defending against good players, you will put your arm out all the time, basically to kind of like, it's a bit like a jab. in boxing. It's to kind of judge your distance, right? So when you see this guy, Samu, score this goal, he puts himself on the blind side. That means the leg needs to turn. I need to see where he is. And then when he's running, he slows. And he slows by shortening his steps, moving across. And as the defender looks to see where he's gone, he accelerates ahead. And it is, I wouldn't say it's elite movement, but it's simple movement done well. And Rasmus has never, ever done movement like this in his life.
No, I don't.
Because
I
he
know
wants to
exactly
score
what you're saying.
tap-ins. So
I know exactly what you're saying, dude. Rasmus hasn't got anywhere near that level. If this Samu, I mean, someone like Samu, even at Manu, he would be a great focal point because he's a bit of everything.
Sorry,
a target forward, he's a power forward, he's what Gyökeres
Who is this? Sorry.
Gyökeres is the power forward.
Yeah, but Gyökeres, is he good enough in central areas? He's very good wide. Like
I wouldn't say his heading's great. He hasn't got great heading. He's a driver. He's a marauder. He's a great asset to have.
Well, let's get technical. What is a marauder? Like what
a guy who he will go down all both channels. You know, he can go down both channels, cut in. He's central. He'll drive central. Anywhere up front areas, he'll drag the team.
All right.
Sometimes he'll get the corner flag, and he'll drag defenders with him, and open up for other guys.
All right. So to be specific,
and all that stuff.
The channel.
And by the way, I want to just let H Don and Pav know that I'm driving right now. We're about to end the show soon, so that's why I haven't sent the link yet. I'm on my phone while listening to the show and participating in the show. So, all right. Sorry.
Most people listen to like Driving Lights by the weekend. What?
But I'm out here listening to.
Bots, are we playing?
How I hang out.
Bots, are we playing FIFA afterwards or not?
No, I'm about to get.
He's in the car, Ronald.
I'm a few.
You're on road.
I'm on the road. I'm a few minutes away from a birthday party.
I'll tell you what I can do. I can open up the United agenda if anyone wants to carry on the conversation.
Right, but I wanted to ask you guys a question. I wanted to ask you guys a question earlier.
I understand that. Just 1 second, please. Bots, I do need to speak to you about something serious afterwards. And B, BTG, you mentioned specifically the channel. The channel technically is the area between the fullback and the centre back, which is a wide area, right?
Yeah,
that's why you try and widen channels by midfielders doing late runs and so on. Does Gyökeres is he like an Ollie Watkins who will start out in a wide area, trying to open that channel up for other people?
No, he stays central. He does drive centrally, but in game he'll because there is a lot of Sporting Lisbon play with a lot of press, and he's very good at pressing.
So what? No, they don't. I've watched them. They transition.
Gyökeres presses. Gyökeres.
Okay, all right. They go from the mid block to the press. They don't start off with the press, correct?
Gyökeres, he presses. You'll find him pressing down.
He's that trigger. He's that pressing trigger usually.
Yeah, he
pressing trigger is the opposition. That's
the most fashionable thing now. The pressing forward. He's a pressing power forward.
I'm going to be honest. I've seen like maybe 5 games from Sporting. Most of half of them were in Europe. 2 were home games. They did not press. They transitioned from a mid block to a press, which is a very different thing. Like, I understand on social media and people that haven't played football, it kind of all blends into the same thing.
So you're saying when the opposition have the ball in defense, Gyökeres holds back. He doesn't press.
Yeah, they invite them up the pitch to attack the space in behind.
No, he presses. He does. Definitely he does, and the two
Okay,
and the 210s.
Who is your Corezon in the press?
Sorry?
Who is your Corezon in the press? Who's this man?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Like, is it the centre back? Is it the goalkeeper? Is it the left back?
No, he'll be either of the two centre backs.
Okay, sure. Yeah, okay. So that's a mid-block press.
Yeah, either of the two centre backs, and then Trincao, and
doesn't matter. The other guy,
Trincao and Pote. He hasn't played.
All right, so a hard press, or like would be Gyökeres is on the goalkeeper.
Oh,
and that's the
yeah,
difference.
goalkeeper.
Like,
that's another one. Yes, goalkeeper and the two centre backs. He's on there. He's on their ass. That's for sure.
So do you find him chasing the goal up past to the goalkeeper, or do you find him on the edge of like the 18-yard box running at the goalkeeper?
No, I find him making the defense and the goalkeeper having to distribute and sending the ball, making him either kick it long or distribute to the flanks, where the two wing backs, i.e. Dallo and Mazraoui or whatever, Quenda and
sure, but like, is it like
they
closed
fall
play?
in the trap? They try and trap them. That's what they do. Gyökeres presses, nothing. The ball then goes out wide.
No. It's
then
not
they
about
try and trap
Gyökeres
you there
pressing.
on the wings.
It's not about Gyökeres pressing. It's where he does it from. Like, is he in a 3 or a 2 when he presses? The first line of pressure.
It's on some central solo, really.
Right, that's all I need.
Central solo. So the two centre backs or the goalkeeper. So if the two centre backs send the ball to the goalkeeper, he'll continue to go to the keeper.
Yes, this is reactive. I understand.
To force the ball to be distributed, but they want the ball to be distributed to the flanks so that they can trap him there. Then,
kind of. Yeah, I mean,
well, it's kind of, but yeah,
it depends. Like, I mean, all pressing traps. Well, not all pressing traps, but like the majority of pressing traps occur next to the touchline because the touchline is the best defender in history. Never makes a mistake. It's always on. Like, what you really want is you want pressure on the defense, because if you look at someone like Virgil van Dijk, when attacking or defending, he defends extremely well when there's pressure on the ball. He doesn't defend well when there's no pressure on the ball because the quality of the pass isn't as good. And like when you give him time and space, he can hit the diags.
Hey, Bath Time, what are the two most important positions in football in the team?
I mean, like the straight answer is goalkeeper and striker.
You see, and that's my opinion. Okay, so then you say to yourself, how are Man United doing in the two most important positions? Okay, which they say is both ends, isn't it? It's the both.
Yeah, but the thing is, Trey, is that like, look,
and it's very, very, very the worst ever, and that's where Amarin's probably right. The keeper's bad.
No, he's
and
not.
The striker's bad. So it's
really.
Like the worst ever.
Have you what level of training have you done for football? Like everyone's played football, but have you done organised training
for youth? Yeah. Oh, nothing crazy. Just running my son's team and stuff like that. Yeah, and played myself.
Exactly. Amateur. This isn't about playing. Of course, you played. Of course, you understand what happens on the football pitch. I'm not. Yeah. I'm genuinely not trying to patronize you. Like
but break it down for me then.
Right. So when you train as like a team, the way you train is like if you're training a press, you're also training the defense, right? It's called tactical periodization. It's from a guy called Victor Parade. and it came out of Portugal in like the late 90s. And the idea is that like you don't just do like. Do you remember when you were at school and a lot of training was just running?
Yeah.
Like load of bollocks in it. Like
Yeah.
when Jose came to this country, he changed same way that Arsene did. He changed football in the way that we approach training. And you noticed in that interview that Amorim was like, training is the key thing. And it's because you're not training at like 11 aside, you're training moments. Like you're training how to press with the forwards.
I know that, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, do you still think the striker and the goalkeeper are the most important people in a football team?
Well, the thing is, obviously, it's you know, you could argue you're a centre back, a good midfielder, and it's not those two positions. And like you're saying, it's the team thing.
Well, it's a situation, isn't it?
Situations, the moments, etc. However, those two positions within the moments and situations.
Unfortunately, I gotta end the stream because I just arrived at my destination. I've been enjoying this conversation, but I just gotta let you know that we'll continue it again.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me on, and nice talking to you, Barton.
Oh,
it's great to talk to you.
We will do
and
this
we'll
again.
speak again in the future.
Next Friday, we're on again.
We'll cook again. Yeah.
All right, guys.
With a Man United win over Arsenal.
100%. Let's hope so.
I'm going to open up the Manchester United Agenda fan channel. We're a sister channel of Football Power Hour.
Have you got a channel? Have you got a channel, Barton?
Yes, it's called the Manchester United Agenda. We will be live. Hopefully, I will put the link in chat. Anyone can come on and talk about Manchester United. It'll be in about 5 minutes. Manchester United Agenda.
Oh, I'll check out. I'm checking out Man United channels and see what the opinions are and stuff.
Guys.
So stay.
Football Power